is the Big O Show.
Big O, we told you we ain't playing no games, man. It's just surely probably Pablo, Culture, Lord Productions.
Good morning, South Florida.
This is the Big O Show.
You're tuned into the Big O Show.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio show with Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams, from the Dolphins to the Heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Probably Pablo in the Big O Show.
O's on the radio, the top's where we gonna go. Miami, that's the way we roll. Locked on the morning show, Big O. No one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk live and direct. Because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live, it's the best of the best. He's got the fans, got the heat, he's the best of the best. Big O, the only talking sports with a style. Break it a morning, it's Big O-N. Thank you for tuning in, keeping you glued in. Stay tuned, because right here's where the rumors in. Same place, because right here some of them begin. Simply call and just state your opinion. Real talk, sports talks, the Big O Show. Yeah, you love it, yeah, you like it, call him and let him know.
Culture, probably Pablo. Now introducing the man of the hour, Big O, a.k.a. Orlando Gary.
All righty, we are ready. Hey, it's a beautiful Monday. How y'all doing out there? Hope all is anything going on in sports, huh? Do we have any kind of breaking news? And I got to tell you, I was entertained when I saw the news yesterday in the afternoon, and I wanted to see the reaction from people on social media, from the Dolphin Nation, from Patriots fans, from NFL fans. And Cam Newton ends up signing with the New England Patriots on a one-year deal. And so this obviously sets the wheels in motion, and people start to react, and the Dolphin fan reacts, and the Patriot fan reacts. And I kind of just sat back and, look, we're all going to assess this differently. We're all going to look at it differently. If you're in the New England area, you could be looking at it differently than some fans in South Florida, other parts of the world. But for me, I got to tell you something. When I saw that signing, it did nothing for me whatsoever. It didn't make me feel like somehow the Patriots have some kind of an advantage or something like that. I just didn't feel that, to be honest with you. It was, I felt like this was a desperation move by the Patriots, a desperation move by Bill Belichick. Here's a guy that's kind of assessed his offseason and made the moves for the quarterback, or made no moves practically for a quarterback outside of Brian Hoyer. And stay with Jarrett Stidham. And look, I'm a Jarrett Stidham fan. He's one of the project guys that I liked last year, okay? Him and Drew Lock were the two guys that were – Drew was a little bit of a higher ceiling, because that arm, he's got a wicked arm. But he was still kind of a project. And so, I started looking at second and third and fourth, fifth round guys as projects. And those were two of my guys. But I even told you that even being a Stidham guy, I don't expect much from him. The guy didn't play last year. The one pass he threw was a pick six. So to me, this is a coach that is still trying to figure out what to do. And he doesn't really know what to do. I think he's kind of stuck in a rut right now. And I don't know how it went on these virtual meetings with Jarrett Stidham, but it certainly wasn't impressive. I don't care what you tell me. I can already tell you it wasn't impressive. This is a really complicated offense to learn. For a quarterback, for a wide receiver, it doesn't matter. You've got to be precise in this offense. And it tells me that this was a move that if you're making it now, okay, because he could have signed Cam a month ago. Cam's been healthy for a while. Cam's been putting on IG videos for a while now. And nobody wants him. So to me, I look at this situation and I see panic from Bill Belichick. He won't tell you it's panic. Nobody's going to dare say it's panic because he's got 6 titles, because he's the GOAT, because he's the greatest coach of all time. So it's blasphemous to say anything negative about Bill Belichick. That's kind of what this whole thing is. That if you go against it, oh, how dare you? I told you guys this a while back ago, okay? 53 doesn't have a lot of advantages. Your body's falling apart. You're getting older. You're getting slower, whatever. The only good thing you have, it's called experience and perspective, okay? I saw Shula lose his fastball. I saw Landry lose his fastball. I saw Chuck Noll lose his fastball. Don't tell me great coaches don't lose their fastball. The time runs out on everyone. Okay? And Bill Belichick has been riding the Tom Brady coattails for a long, long time. And this is a man that is trying to figure out the quarterback position, and he's got his ego in the way. And normally, unlike the Top Gun line, son, your ego is cashing, checks your body can't cash or whatever, that kind of stuff. And everybody thinks, well,
your ego is writing checks that your body can't cash.
Okay, so all that, right? That's a lot of people. Now, they don't want to say that about Bill Belichick, but that's what's going on. That's why with Tom Brady, I'm sorry, did they win Week 17 when they needed it? No. I'm sorry. What impact did the Patriots make in the playoffs? I'm missing it here. What's going on? And so now, so you lost Tom Brady. You're going to gain Cam Newton. Okay, and you're going to tell me that you're going to be better now? And the defense that was supposed to be badass is not, and you lost several guys from that defense, some to Miami? I'm sorry. I'm not buying it, man. I think for myself, too many people are tools, and you worry about this. I hear Dolphins, this makes me nervous. This should not make you nervous whatsoever. I'm telling you, this should not make you nervous whatsoever. This move does nothing for the Patriots, and it's no impact against the Dolphins. The Dolphins are still going to be a damn good team in this division, and I wouldn't be surprised if they get the best of the Patriots even both times they play them. I'm not in fear at all of the Patriots anymore. Brian Flores beat Bill Belichick last year in his field, in his stadium, when he needed that win badly. That team needed that win badly, and they beat him with no talent. Now you add everything they added in free agency and everything they added in the draft. Get the hell out of here. Are you kidding me? This is definitely going to continue. And I'm telling you that the Dolphins are going to get better from this point, and the Patriots are going to be mediocre to average at best from here on out. What they lost in Tom Brady, people don't realize, and Cam Newton is not going to replace it. This is a completely desperate move by the Patriots. 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, that's 786-322-1105. Now, let's get into Cam Newton here a little bit, okay? When you got a quarterback in this offense, you've got to be precise, okay? Back in the day, Dante Culpepper did not have to be precise because he had Chris Carter and Jake Reed and Randy Moss, okay? And even a big-ass tight end in Jim Kleinsasser, okay, who was a big target for them, physical guy, right? Could play H-back and all that and tight end. He was like a multifaceted guy that kind of helped him in everything. And you remember that when Culpepper lost his knee, he came to Miami and he was nothing. He was never anything again. except that one Raider game where he scored 5 touchdowns, running pretty much, and kind of pointed at his knee against the Dolphins in one game. Culpepper was never the same again because once he lost his knee, he was not a great quarterback. Okay? Cam Newton is not a great quarterback. Cam Newton is a ballsy athlete playing the position of quarterback. A ballsy athlete that is not a great passer by any way, shape, or form. Okay? Let me walk you, because see, on this show, we do something different than most radio shows. They just, give some half-ass opinion out, but they don't do any work or anything like that. We actually, really do work here on this show. And the Patriots' passing game has got to be on precision. The last year he played in 2019, only played a couple games, threw for 56%. Okay? 1 interception, no touchdowns. The year before in 18, 67.9%, which is a career high for him. 24 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. The touchdown-to-interception ratio wasn't even 2-1. Okay? And you want your quarterback at no less than 3-1 and higher if you want elite quarterback play. Scored 4 touchdowns on the ground. 59% the year before in 17. 22 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. Nothing impressive, 6 on the ground. 16, 52.2% completion percentage. 19 and 14, 5 on the ground. 2015, 59.8%. That's the year he won the MVP. 35 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and 10 on the ground. The 1 year he had that was amazing, yet passing under 60%. Mind you, you want your quarterback between 65 and 70% to be an elite passer. Okay? 2014, 58.5%. 18 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 5 on the ground. You look at all, they're not really great numbers outside of the one MVP year. They're not really great numbers in passing outside of the 1 year that he completed a shade under 68%, which is exceptional. But he's only done it once. He's only been over 60% in his career twice. He's not an accurate passer. Last time I checked, they got a bunch of midgets running around for the Patriots. Oh, by the way, they're not separating themselves by 4 yards either. Precision passing. He's not a precision passer. The other thing is he's taken a beating. So are you going to rely on his legs? The legs that really, they're not producing that anymore. And he's had so many injuries that this is what you're going to do? I'm telling you, this is a desperation move. Jarrett Stidham clearly, mentally, was not impressive in those meetings. You can't do anything virtually in meetings, physically, right? Virtually, you can't go out there and run around and throw the ball. But the mental test that Josh McDaniels must have been putting him through on a consistent basis, he must not have been doing a great job overall. Because physically, you already know what you knew about him now, a month ago, 3 months ago, 5 months ago, 6 months ago. Because you saw him play already. You practiced him. He was on your team the whole year. He played towards the end and threw a pick 6. You know everything about Jarrett Stidham. You watched him. So the only thing you've watched since is virtual. And so Stidham obviously was not impressive. Now, Julian Edelman's 34 years old. Okay, and he's had a great career, but that's what you're counting on. Mohamed Sanu, nice possession guy. Marquise Lee, Jeff Thomas, and N'Keal Henry, their first-round pick. Seriously, that's your receiving core? Again, we do our homework here, okay? You know, the Patriots, since 2000, since Belichick's been there, N'Keal Henry, right? They say, oh, he's big, he's physical. He was injured last year. He was out, didn't do much. No, but they can't wait to get him back. Let's go over the history for the Patriots and Bill Belichick. Are you ready? 2002 second-round pick, Deion Branch. Impressive? I know he won MVP in the Super Bowl. That's because Tom Brady carried his ass. But he did nothing in his career. Went to Seattle, was a bust, came back, caught a couple passes for the Patriots, never worth a second-round pick. Bethel Johnson, a second-round pick in 2003. How'd that work out? Second-round pick, Chad Jackson out of Florida, 2006. How'd that work out? Third-round pick, Brandon Tate out of North Carolina, 2009. How'd that work out? Third-round pick, Taylor Price, 2010. Adam Dobson, second-round pick, 2013. And now N'Keal Henry in the first round. Bill Belichick can't hit on a receiver if his life depended on it in the draft. Don't tell me N'Keal Henry's going to be successful when I've watched what you've done. See, again, lazy people lean on the 6 titles. Lazy people lean on, oh, he's the greatest of all time. And it's Tom Brady that lifted them to where they're at. Yes, he's a great coach and all of that. But if you look at the meat of the matter, now that he doesn't have the Hall of Famer to make up for all the crap. Oh, well, you're going to have to play with Shea Caldwell this year. No problem, Tom Brady. That'll be a problem for almost everybody else. Okay? When Montana won it the first time around, not everybody's going to win it with Freddie Solomon and Greg Cooper. You understand? Not everybody's going to win that first championship with Corey Dillon and Troy Brown and Jermaine Wiggins as your tight end, but Tom Brady will. And then you give him midget receivers, and all he can do is throw to running backs out of the backfield, and it's Tom Brady. Nobody else does that. Nobody does that. Only Tom Brady. But that's what people don't want to keep giving credit to, because you want to give it to him. And then everybody talked about his big, bad defense last year, and it wasn't big and bad. It was bad because Fitzpatrick sliced it up, and the boys won. And they did nothing in the playoffs and got embarrassed. And they lost from that defense, barely added anything in free agency. And now you're going to tell me Jarrett Stidham, Cam Newton, and N'Keal Henry are your saviors? Get the hell out of here. Think for yourselves. I'm not done. Outside of Tom Brady. Are you ready? 2002, Rohan Davey. Love the kid. Miami Lakes kid, LSU. Phenomenal young man. Wasn't a quarterback in the NFL. 2003, the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, Cliff Kingsbury in the 6th round. 2005, Matt Castle in the 7th round. I know they won that 1 year. Go back and listen to the show. I broke down that roster of 2008. Go look at that roster of the Patriots. It's a super talented roster. Nothing like what they have now. And Matt Castle then proved that he was just Matt Castle. Kevin O'Connell, 3rd round pick. Zach Robinson, Kevin O'Connell's 2008. 2010, Zach Robinson, 7th round. 2011, Ryan Mallett, 3rd round. 2014, Garoppolo, 2nd round. 2016, Jacoby Brissett, 3rd round. 2018, Danny Etlins, 7th round. And now Jarrett Stidham in 2019, the 4th round. So, how's that out? If we take Tom Brady out, how's the history of all those quarterbacks? How's the history of all those wide receivers? I mean, in 20 years, you hit on one guy that's the greatest of all time. And you kind of hit on him because he was at the end of the draft. That's when you're taking guys like, yeah, well, you know what, we'll take an extra arm in camp. Take that Tom Brady kid. Oh, wow, look, he turned out to be the greatest. You're not taking anybody in the 6th, 7th round with the kind of conviction like, hey, that guy's going to be our starter. That guy's going to win 6 titles for us. No. You take the guy in the 1st round and you say, that guy's going to win 6 titles for us. You don't even take the guy in the 2nd round. What did I start the conversation with? 2nd round on, it's a project. That's how I look at them. Like, okay, I start looking at a couple guys that I target as projects. This year I targeted like 4 guys. Because they got the skill set, but, they're probably going to fail. But, okay. There's got to be, because once in a while they'll make it. So it's this panic mode that sets in. I laugh at it. Because if you are just objective and you sit back and you look at what's going on and you're watching the deterioration of the Patriots is what you're watching. You're watching a coach that is believing more in his ego than in the talent, actually. And the guy that elevated everybody is gone. When you don't have Tom Brady anymore, it just changes the entire attitude of your team. Even the year that Matt Castle had to fill in, those guys like elevated their play and said, we got to make up for the quarterback, and Brady's gone, but he'll be back. And that keeps you motivated because you'll be back next year, and Brady will be back, and so it'll keep you going. But if you had to do it with Matt Castle every year, that would wear you down. You know? Because you know that that's not the answer. And that's why I laugh when people are freaking out about this. But if you really look at what Cam Newton is and what he's been, this is not the guy that fits anything he does. And when he is so used to accuracy and precision, you're not going to get that from Cam. That's not who he is. He's never been that guy. He's not there to take 3 steps back. Boom. No. It's 5 or 7. Scan. Look around. Scramble. Run. That's not going to fly, man. That's not going to fly. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. The other thing that I wanted to talk about with this whole Cam Newton move to the Patriots and why, again, I don't think it's going to make a damn bit of difference. The Dolphins are still going to be the better team when it's all said and done. Injuries, ladies and gentlemen. I just told you I'm 53. Your body doesn't work the same. You're breaking down, whatever. Anybody that's 40, 50s, 60s, you know what I'm talking. Hell, by the time you're in your 30s, if you've worked in your life, if you're a silver spooner and you inherited a bunch of money, then, life is good for you. But the rest of us that got to grind and work hard, you start feeling it in your 30s. But by the time you get to your 40s and 50s and 60s, trust me, you're going to be feeling it, right? How do you think after 2014 and a pedal ankle ligament tear, grade 3, and a chest rib fracture in 2014, and another back vertebrae fracture from a car accident in 2014, and a concussion in 2016, and a shoulder rotator cuff injury in 2016, and 2018 a knee strain, grade 1, ligament cartilage damage, and in 2018 another shoulder injury and surgery on January of 2019, and then a pedal Liz Frank sprained foot in 2019. How do you think Cam Newton's feeling right now? This isn't an IG video where you can edit it and run the exact 42 seconds that made you look really good. You're not airing the other 3 minutes where you floated the ball 8 times over different people or underthrew it or anything like that, but you're airing the nice ones. This is football, ladies and gentlemen. And if this is not a precision passer that can make a living from the pocket, then he's got to use his legs. He's got to use his body. A body that has been beaten down to the ground, even if he's built like Superman. He can go like this all he wants, but he's not that guy, man. You know why? Nobody's that guy. You can't do it for very long in the NFL. You can't run like that in the NFL. Eventually, these are the things that happen to you. And if that's what you want to do, then that's fine. Because somebody's going to take you out. It might be the Dolphins in week 1. They'll break your ass in half. They'll bust your ankle up again, and you're out. And if that's what you want to do, then that's great. And here's the problem with all of this with Cam Newton. He's going to have to take a beating. Do you know why? He's not an accurate passer. He can't rely on his arm to make a living. Why do you think I don't believe in Lamar Jackson? Love the kid, root for him and everything because he's a Miami kid. But I don't believe that style of play is a long-lasting style of play. Why? Because you end up with knee strains and cartilage damage and shoulder and vertebrae and chest and rib fractures. This is what you end up with when you do what Lamar Jackson's doing. Because I've watched it with Cam Newton, and he's half the size of Cam. And if Cam, who has never been able to make a living from the pocket, what do you think? He's going to do it all of a sudden now? So this is a guy that can't hold up anymore. Why? Because as you take a beating, it builds up on you. And eventually it gets to the point where, you know how you get that meat hammer, that tenderizer, and you're hitting it and tenderize. That's what linebackers and defensive ends and defensive tackles and strong safeties are. They're the hammer and you're the steak. And it's boom, bludgeoning, until your body gives. And I don't care who you are, dude. You could be Dante Culpepper. You could be Ben Roethlisberger. You could be Cam Newton. Those are three of the biggest human beings I've ever seen in my life, and they'll break your ass down. And Ben wasn't because he was running past the line of scrimmage. No. He was just buying time behind the line of scrimmage and getting a beating. And he's huge. Okay? Peyton Manning did none of that and ended up with a broken neck. This is a brutal game. A game that Cam Newton at this age, at this level of a beating, is not ready to continue to play this kind of game. If he wants to, he won't do it for very long. It's only a matter of time till they take him out again. And he did not learn how to he's not learning how to pass from the pocket at this point in his career. You know, Lamar, maybe there's a chance he can prove me wrong and can end up doing it. Maybe. He's still young. And maybe in the offseason, well, this offseason, I don't know how he can work on it, but, you know, he better learn because eventually you will be broken in half in this league. And they'll break him a lot faster than they broke, you know, Dante Culpepper, they broke Cam Newton or Ben Roethlisberger. Because all three of those guys are twice his size. This Cam Newton move does nothing for the Patriots. It does nothing for the competition with the Miami Dolphins at all. I'm convinced the Dolphins are the better team right now. Guess what? I'm also convinced the Dolphins have the better front office. And the eraser is gone. He's in Tampa. Okay? That guy's not there anymore. The guy that made up for your defensive deficiencies, your short wide receivers, your not enough tight ends, whatever it is, not a dominant running game.
I was going to say carousel of running backs.
Yeah, it's not they don't have a guy that scares people. It's hey, we got 6 guys, and I give him credit because at least they have a job. That's one area where he does do a really good job because he's been able to corral a bunch of good running backs. They're not great, but a whole bunch of them that the way they come at you, it's creative. I'll give them that. But they don't have the guy. So this is what I would say to Dolphin fans out there. Relax. Take it easy. Don't panic. Don't think that this move is going to set anything up for these Patriots down the line. You're jaded from the past. You're jaded from everything that's gone on. I told you in the past, some of you are jaded with all the losing and all the terrible decisions that have gone in the past. And I told you, put that in the past and leave it in the past. These guys are completely different, okay? This front office knows what the hell they're doing finally. Okay? Don't dwell on the past. And I would tell you the same thing about the Patriots. Don't dwell on the past because the future resembles nothing like the past. Time to turn the page. It's time for the Dolphins to elevate themselves and take over in this division. This Cam Newton move, it's not going to do a damn thing. All right, let me tell you about Moodiest Dental. We love talking about Eric Moodiest because they know how to get it done. Implants, Invisalign experts. They know, hey, listen, they were closed for a while with COVID-19, although they did help a lot of their personal patients with emergencies, which is, a classy thing to do because they don't want to leave their family out, which, when you call them and you visit them, you will feel like family. It's family-oriented, family-owned. Please go reach out to Eric Moodiest. Tell them that Big O sent you. They will take care of you. You need to clean your teeth, a cavity, an implant, Invisalign. You want to straighten out those teeth. You need a root canal. I hope not, but if you need it, best place to go is at Moodiest Dental, 305-821-0231. Just a little caveat there. When you go get a filling, when you go get an implant, when you go get a crown, they make it right there. You don't leave with a temporary and come back 2 weeks later and you have to take another half day off of work, right? No. They fill it right there and then because they've got a machine that can make it right there and then. State-of-the-art equipment. You're going to love it, man. And 2 nights a week, they open till like 8 o'clock at night to help the people that get out of work late so you don't have to take a half day off from work. Moodiest Dental, your dental place. 305-821-0231, MoodiestDental.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021. At Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million, whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
All righty. DraftKings, FanDuel, GPP, thank you, baby. Give us a little love there on the super chat. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. We got a little roll call here, Flipside Fishing. Although DraftKings FanDuel put Cam Newton as the best QB in the division, fins up. Yeah. He may not even last 2 months. Flipside Fishing is in. Matthew Walker is in. Gus 1388, man of 1,005 holds. Ian from Brooklyn. Let's see what else. Julius 305. Geo Million saying hi. Aaliyah's in the house. Myron is in. The Raging Dolphin Maniac. It's a beautiful thing. Clee Torres is in. NorCal says Cam is good enough for Belichick to get a few extra wins. Bro, Pats win 10 plus again. Finns get 8 or 9. Puff, puff, give. Don't accept. No, they won't, NorCal. They're not going to win 10 plus. You'll see. You shall see, my man. You shall see. You have too much confidence in that. Super Boom Shack. Jose Perdomo is in. Mike No-Go Zones is in. He's on his second cup of coffee. He's jacked up right now. Joe Romano is in. Alexa V, the president, is chiming in. NorCal says, I dislike Belichick to the core, but I respect his fastball till he lost something. He's losing it, NorCal. I'm telling you, he's losing it. Pat in Asheville, as a player, Cam is like bipolar. When he's playing well, he's amazing to watch. When he struggles, he looks like somebody killed his dog. DraftKings FanDuel says, I can't wait to hear your take on Cam. You just heard it, my man. You just heard it, and I probably threw you off by what you heard. You were probably expecting everything. N'Keal Harry, what did I say? What did I call him? What did I call N'Keal Harry? What did I call him? Either way, the history says it all. That great coach was horrible in Cleveland. Let's not forget the people once he got Brady, he started winning. That's a fact. Well said, Big O. All of a sudden, Cam will be a Pro Bowler, injury-prone the last few years, and his arm is shot. Better days ahead of him, period. Yep. Technically, he hit on Jimmy. Yeah, he did hit on Jimmy. Kind of, right? He hasn't become a great quarterback, but he's been all right. Scam Newton doesn't fit the Patriots' offensive scheme. Our DBs will have a feast against him. Samuel, I'm glad you brought something up that I wanted to talk about. Can you imagine? You've got to be precise in the Patriots' offense. Remember, I talked about that in my opening segment. Well, how do you got to be now that you've got to face two exceptional DBs in X-Man and Jones? I'm just wondering, right? And if Bobby McCain slides back to the nickel, I don't know. I mean, I kind of like the Dolphins secondary. And I don't know where Noah's going to be at, but that kid's supposedly pretty talented. Nick Needham helped out a lot. I'm just saying. I mean, the Dolphins secondary is a much improved secondary. Remember, X-Men was injured most of the last year. He barely played. He really wasn't even himself when he played. He was playing on one knee. Now you're going to get X back completely healthy. With Byron Jones on opposite of him, how the hell are you going to pass on us? You're not going to be passing a lot on the Dolphins. And if you are passing, the window's really tight. Is Cam Newton the guy to complete it? I don't see that. I'm sorry. They don't have these great receivers. They have Julian Edelman. Okay, he's fantastic. But he's also 34 years old. And you know what? I expect Jones or X-Men to lock him down. And then say, all right, guys, the rest of you have to beat us. And what the hell has N'Keal Harry ever done that he's going to say, oh, yeah, they're going to beat you? Give me a break. And what, Mohamed Sanu's going to all of a sudden take over? He's a nice possession guy. But he's not going to take over. And so what, Cam's going to run his way to, wins? To me, it's just the lazy take of just going with the history of Belichick and using that and making it official. I'm sorry, I just don't see where you're going to pass on Dolphins on the DBs when you don't have an accurate QB. I just don't see that. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You can also reach out to me on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. Look out, Ray Grulon coming in with a little super chat. Thank you, Ray. You are a stud. He says, classic 242 shirt. Dig it, Big O. Yes, a little front 242, baby. We got to jam a little front 242 today. We were in the mood. Commando. That's what we got to do. Big J doing big things. Saying good morning. What else do we have here? Don't worry, when Pats win division again, I'll be right here to remind y'all, and I'm ready. No excuses for all my Fins fans. Tua was a rookie, LOL. Oh, I don't think Tua will play that much this year. If anything, he'll play towards the end. And that's if Miami is not in playoff consideration, which in this division, they could easily be in playoff consideration. But that's fine. If you want to feel that they're going to kick ass, I just don't see that, man. I really don't. I don't think that this is going to be the team that is that people are used to seeing in the past. Talent-wise, I don't think the Patriots are there. They've missed a lot in their drafts. Free agency, they didn't really make major moves, and they lost the most important player in the history of the franchise. I just have a hard time understanding how in the hell they're going to overcome all of that. Elder Bruce Jones says, good morning, Big O. What does the signing of Cam do to us as Miami Dolphins? I guess you must have tuned in, my brother. You're going to have to rewind and listen to the first 40 minutes because we broke it down completely. It's all there for you, my man. It'll be podcasted soon. Bill is slicing it up like OJ and Brentwood right now. 786-322-1105. What? Huh?
So that's a hell of an analogy.
Oh, I'm just saying you're quick.
That's brutal.
You're quick. I'm just saying you're quick. What's the word on the NHL tournament playoffs? Also, I think the divisions is for the Bills to lose this season. Joe, now that's the realistic point of view. Yeah, I think it's Bills and then Dolphins. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. Yeah, I have to give the Bills the nod because of their defense. I don't respect their quarterback. I think Miami will take advantage of that too. But, again, with their running game and that defense, I got to give them the nod and the experience that they have over Miami right now. But I think Miami is going to be right there. I really do. I think the losses that the Patriots had this offseason, including Brady, of course, I think are too much when it's all said and done. You know? Cam Newton is not going to do anything special, very inaccurate QB. Tommy Italian 305 is also on my side of the equation. I think I just think that's what's going to end up happening, man. And you'll see. You shall see, Dolphin fans. Those of you that are nervous, you're going to go, I should have chilled out. I should have listened to, he was right. And then if I'm wrong, then you can just slam me. That's all. It's all right. I'm used to it. It's all good. Been doing it long enough. You'll be right plenty of times, and you'll be wrong a whole lot more. That's the way it's going to be. But, hey, I have so much confidence in what the Dolphins are doing, and I also have a ton of confidence that the Patriots are headed in the wrong direction. And I think this is another move and a panic move that kind of proves to me that they're kind of headed in that direction. Okay? Big O, listen to First Take. Worth a great laugh. Belichick playing chess, everyone else playing Go Fish. Yeah, well, but that's because they're playing the lazy game of they didn't really look into what's actually there. You know what I mean? Because you'll hear people say, well, N'Keal Harry will be, that's a big kid and they're expecting. And it's like, are you expecting like you expected from all the other receivers that they've drafted? Huh? Is that the same thing? Is that what we're talking about? Because Deion Branch was a bust if it wasn't for Tom Brady making him look great. Because if he didn't have Tom Brady throwing to him, he looked terrible. I mean, it's just, I just, and then the whole offseason. Well, Jarrett Stidham must have been impressive. I mean, they really like Jarrett Stidham. Boy, you really like Jarrett Stidham so much you signed Cam Newton. Think about that. And you waited for this move now to make this move for Cam Newton. Oh, no. They were waiting for the value to go down. They got him at its lowest value. No, dude, they're panicking. They just realized that Stidham isn't ready mentally either after all these virtual meetings. And they said, we got to do something. What do we have? Well, Kaepernick hasn't been in football for 400 years. Okay, so then let's settle for Cam Newton. That's it. A guy that doesn't fit anything that they do, and they're going to do that. A guy that's inaccurate, they're going to make accurate. A guy that can't make a living from the pocket, they're going to they're going to change their entire offense. And so if you're going to change your entire offense and he has the green light to run, you know what? Cam's going to run a lot. Several times when they call a pass play, it'll end up being a run, and guess what's going to happen? Hit after hit after hit. He's not Russell Wilson, okay? He gets hit. He's certainly not Lamar Jackson. He can't run that fast. That's helped out Lamar, that he can run like the wind, and so they haven't caught him yet. You know what I mean? Cam Newton's not that hard to catch. And I'm sure after a Liz Frank injury and everything else, he's probably not exactly the same athlete he was before. And he certainly can't take the beating he's taken in the past. Like I said, the hammer, that tenderizer, they have pounded his ass like crazy. Okay? Cookie Vice, a little super chat. Thank you. Pat, he says Pat's got caught cheating again. Let's not forget about that. Yeah, no, I know. And you know, I might as well look. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, I'm going to check them now to any of your questions on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. Now, let's get a little conspiracy theory here on all of this. Okay? Is there any chance this Cam Newton move was made just because they knew that this was coming? After all, they didn't sign him for much. Everything is pretty much incentive-laden, so they're not really risking anything. They can cut him a month into the season. They could say it didn't work out. Did they sign him to kind of masquerade this whole thing? Because think about this. We are not talking about the Pats cheating. We're talking about Cam Newton. I have spent 46 minutes in the first hour here talking about Cam Newton and the New England Patriots. Did the Patriots know that this was coming? 24 hours ahead, 48 hours. And they were already talking with Cam. Is there any chance that you signed him as a smokescreen? Because if you don't sign Cam and this news breaks, all we're doing today is talking about Spygate, Deflategate, and now Filmgate, or whatever, Bengalgate, or whatever the hell you want to call it. And for those of you that might be under a tree or a rock or whatever, Patriots were fined $1.1 million and lost a third-round pick for taping the Bengals. The team's in-house TV crew will not be allowed to film any games during the 2020 season. David Mondillo was fired by the team. He's been banned by the NFL until further notice. So right now we would be talking about Spygate, Deflategate, and now Bengalgate. Okay? And we would be talking about their cheating history. It would be on SportsCenter now, cheating history. Pats continue their cheating history because that's all there is in the news in the NFL. There is no Cam Newton signing. I mean, ESPN would be getting a 30 for 30 ready on Patriot cheating because you have enough material now to do at least a 5-part series on Patriot cheating. So if you had that, it would take over. Patriots cheating, this and that, front and center. Now the Patriot cheating scandal, fine, all that stuff has been casted aside, and it's all Cam Newton. I mean, it's magical. Everybody's talking Cam. Everybody's talking about Patriots. Everybody's talking about contending. Everybody's talking about 10-plus wins. Everybody's talking about, can they go to the Super Bowl now? Can they do this? Can they do that? Nobody's talking about cheating. It's right under the – it's a side note. Oh, by the way, they were fined $1.1 million taking a third-round pick for that Bengals situation. And by the way, did you see Cam? You saw him in that IG video. Oh, he's in great shape. How's he going to look with this guy? That right into Cam. So is this, did the NFL do him a favor? Did the Patriots know about this and they're using Cam as a chess piece for PR? Okay, I don't want him, talking about our cheating. Let's give him Cam. We're not. It really doesn't cost us much if we cut him anyway. So we could use it as a deflection. That's kind of what they do in politics now. Somebody likes to do that nowadays. Not address what's going on, but they try to, divert you somewhere else and try to, have some kind of explosion off over here so it could catch your attention. Is that what the Patriots are doing here with this? Because Cam Newton doesn't make any sense for them. He's not an accurate passer. He doesn't fit a precision passing game. So think about that. Look at the burden you're putting on your team now. Jarrett Stidham can't run Cam's offense. So now you're going to change everything for Cam. And then when Cam breaks down or he doesn't play up to snuff, which one of the two is going to happen, you now turn to Jarrett Stidham, and in the middle of the season, you now have to change your offense again. Because Jarrett Stidham is not going to do what Cam does. This is a panic move in every way, shape, and form if we're talking football. If we're talking diversion, if that's what you're trying to do, then mission accomplished. Okay? Let's sign Cam. Not going to cost us anything. We let him go later on. It'll cost me $1 million, $2 million, well, whatever. I don't care. It's a cap hit, nothing. We can afford it. Dead cap money, nothing. Let's go. Let's move on. And meanwhile, they don't talk about our cheating. They don't put together a 30 for 30 on all of our cheating. I mean, seriously, you got a 30 for 30 just on Spygate. You got a 30 for 30 just on Deflategate. You got a 30 for 30 now on the Bengals gate. And then you could probably come up with another 30 for 30 that has to on the whole overall thing with the Patriots on cheating. Let's go back to the snowplow. When Raymond Berry whips out the is it Raymond Berry? No, was it Raymond Berry the coach?
Yes.
It was? Okay.
Yes.
All right. I don't know if I got that right. Anyways, whips out the ex-con, and he goes out to clean the field for the snow for the field goal. Hey, I mean, really, seriously, it's a rich history we can get into. To me, this is panic on a football side or a genius diversion to get us to talk about Cam and waste our time talking about Cam, because really it's a waste of time. I feel like he's no threat. I don't feel like the Patriots are a threat anymore. I know some of you are like, wow, are you crazy? Seriously? They've been dominating for 20 years. Well, okay, but I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to rely on the last 20 years. I'm going to rely on what I have seen as of late. What I'm watching from the Dolphins, what I'm watching from the Bills, and what I'm watching from the Patriots. And I just think there's a change. Just like we have a societal change going on right now, that we are finally changing our way of thinking, and maybe we're really all going to work hard together to treat everybody equally, finally. That kind of change. Well, same thing here. Change is happening, man. A change is going to come. That's all I can tell you. 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, that's 786-322-1105. Tommy Italian, 305 for live, chiming in. Super chat. Thank you, Tommy Italian, 305 for life. Appreciate you on the super chat. Rosendo says, good day, everyone. Go Dolphins. The decline of the Patriots is just beginning. Let's get ready and enjoy the ride, Dolphin fans. Damn right, man. It's going to be sweet. It's going to be sweet. We're going to get through this season. We'll get through all this COVID crap. We'll get that damn vaccine by next year. We'll be ready for our draft in Cleveland to kick that ass. And then we'll get to see Tua start a full season in 2021. And then in 2022, his second full season starting. Dolphins will be going to the Super Bowl and winning it in February of 2023. And we'll be covering it. That's it. That's the way it's going to go, baby. That's all. You got a problem with that? Huh? Anybody out there got a problem with that? Josh says, watch Cam become another Culpepper and suck. Alexa says, I love these discussions. And then she says, heck yeah, one heck of a ride. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I know it's hard for Dolphin fans to allow themselves to feel good. Right? I get that. I really do. I understand it's tough for you guys to sit there and feel good and let yourself enjoy something because you've had Sperano and Cam Cameron and keeping Tannehill around for 7 years and Joe Philbin and Wanstead, and you watched a great defense get old before your eyes, and we never took advantage of it. And Ricky Williams had a couple of amazing seasons, and we couldn't really do anything with it. I get you're jaded, man. I understand all of that. I really do. And so the paranoia sets in. Man, I've been burned so much in the past by this team. And you're right. We all have been burned. All right? And there are moments, hell, there are moments where you guys wanted to get excited, and I kind of shot you down and brought you down. And I brought you to reality, actually. I'm just telling you that things are going to change. And you can see it. I mean, it's happening right before your eyes. You can tell that there's a difference in the coaching. You can tell there's a difference in the development of the players. To me, it already looks like there's a difference in the front office, in the drafting, in trading, in positioning yourself. Just everything that they do strategically makes sense. Is everything going to work? Of course not, because everything never works. But it looks like most things are going to end up working here. And I just think they're headed in the direction that they're going to build a real winner now. And the vision that Chris Greer has, that he wants to build a sustainable winner, is the key. That's the trick right there. Find the people that can keep it going. And I get it. It's hard for you to allow yourselves to enjoy the moment. But I keep trying. I've been telling you this, I think, since the beginning of last year. Please enjoy this. And you're like, oh, we're going to lose a lot. And I thought it was 0. But I said, this is the beauty. This is the beautiful part, man, where you get to watch this thing from ground zero to get built. And you saw, I think we had a great draft. I think we had a phenomenal free agency. And we got a bunch of picks again next year in Cleveland. And I think it's going to be another great draft. And you saw how the team got better through all the adversity. That it started like hell and it ended in heaven. And that doesn't normally happen, man. It's hard to overcome all of those kind of things. And that's why, to me, it's like it's obvious what I'm seeing. It was obvious before what I was seeing, that they sucked and they were doing stupid moves. You know, and when I'm arguing with Joe Rose on the air about Ndamukong Suh, I look like the bad guy at that moment. Oh, he just hates the Dolphins. He doesn't want them to win. No, dude, I just see what I see. And it was a terrible move. And sure enough, it was a terrible move. You know, and here I'm not acting I'm not acting like the blind. At least I don't think I'm the blind-ass fan here. And I wasn't acting like the hater then. I was just being objective. And to me, I am just being objective. I'm not going to lean on the tradition that the Dolphins are terrible, so they'll be terrible again. I'm not leaning on the tradition that the Patriots have been great in the past, so they're going to continue to be great. I'm sorry. Things change. And sometimes you have to go out on a limb and say, hey, this is the time. And listen, people have picked the Patriots' demise in the past, remember? And they were wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I've never picked the Patriots' demise until now. Now's when it's going to happen. So, you know what? Allow yourself to enjoy this. Because a couple years from now, when the team is legitimately winning and they're going to playoffs, you're going to go, man, I was frustrated during that time. I should have sat back and enjoyed this. Watch the process of my Dolphins coming from the ashes to champions. That's what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Mark my words. Joe Romano says, I'm so geek, Big O, about the Fins. I'm in Tampa Bay, and the Bucks are my NFC team. Bought season tickets last year on the cheap, renewed. These are exciting times for Fins and Bucks. Amen. Amen, Joe. NorCal says, I agree 1,000%, Big O, about Miami coming up. But until Belichick fails, he's a 10-plus win a year coach. He wanted Brady gone a while ago. He's got to recover from Kraft tampering. Screw Belichick, but damn. All right? We will convince you soon. You will see. You will see. And you got a taste of it in Week 17 last year. I'm just saying. Okay? All right? Chills, just thinking about the greatness that's coming. Gives me chills. Should. That's what it should do. All right, 1 hour down. One glorious hour is down. If you want to get on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, we will start the hour off by answering your questions on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on there, we got a bunch of things to talk about. I got a stupid athlete I want to talk about, which, I mean, you know, another one that is, he's been labeled a moron, but, you know, morons all have their moments where maybe they say, I'm growing, and here's a moron that actually is showing some growth. I'm proud of him. I'll tell you about that also on the program. We got somebody pulling a jerk move, and I'll tell you who that is. Some music stuff also I want to get into. So many things I want to get into. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. Hour number 2 of the Big O Show is next.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million, whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. Big O Show. Big O Show.
All right. We are back. It's hour numero dos here on the program as I was trying to walk some of you Dolphin fans off the ledge on the whole Cam Newton thing. If you're just tuning in, first hour was kind of all Cam loaded, so you can get all the angles of it in the first hour. I have not heard from you guys. What do you see different in the studios today? What are the different thingamajigs that we added to the studio look? So you guys can tell me on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, on the YouTube chat board, on the super chat, many ways to get in, and on the Twitter at Big O Show. Always. Big O, I just saw Newton sign with the Patriots. I'm not worried at all. With Newton's history, I think he's broken glass by now. G from Pennsylvania. G, you're like me, man. You are not worried at all. Good morning, gentlemen. Ron from Michigan in the house. I hope you're right about Cam. A healthy Cam does concern me in New England. Problem is he can't stay healthy. And he's not accurate. With our secondary, are you kidding me? I'm not worried at all. You know, if you told me that J.B. Brown and Jerry Wilson were our DBs, then yeah, I'm worried. If you tell me Jamar Fletcher and Bud Brown are our DBs, then yeah, I'm worried. But you tell me that X and Byron Jones are the DBs, and either Noah or what's it called? What's his name now? I'm forgetting the slot kid that we moved over to safety. But you know who I'm talking about now. I'm brain farting. And Needham too. Man, Bobby McCain. I'm feeling good, man. I don't think Cam's going to be passing a lot on us, man. Jesse in Minneapolis says, Big O, it's a pride-swallowing siege. Yep. Oh, this move by the Patriots seems like when a guy brings his woman a rose home that he bought at a gas station. The rose is old, damaged, and no effort was put into it. What's next? A handwritten gift certificate for a free back rub? I'm not an arsonist, but I'm enjoying watching the Patriots burn to the ground. Let's make s'mores. That was fantastic. I love that. That's a great one there on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. We'll go a lot to the accidentlawfirm.com text line, a lot throughout the show because I know that the chat board gets chatty a lot. And so it's hard to there's a lot of conversations going on in between all of you. So it's hard for me to filter out the questions sometimes because, unfortunately, I don't have time to be kind of, figuring out what are the questions and what's a conversation. So the accidentlawfirm.com text line will be a great way to send in questions and comments right away that I'll be able to see. I'll be able to do it on the chat board, but it's just a little harder. Sometimes on the chat board because there's so much interaction going on with all of you out there, which is actually pretty cool, by the way. I think it's actually pretty awesome that people have gotten to know each other here on the show, and they exchange a lot on our chat board. All right, the other thing that I wanted to get into a little bit off of the Cam thing, because obviously Cam is front and center. Jabari Parker was caught COVID-19, okay? So Parker made the announcement that he was COVID-19 and that he had to go into isolation and all that stuff, right? So Jabari Parker, this is a story on TMZ, okay? Listen to this. Jabari Parker just told the world that he contracted the coronavirus. Less than 3 days later, okay, he's not in isolation. He's out in public playing tennis. The King star was spotted Saturday in Chicago's Longfellow Park, where he was rallying with a buddy on the other end of the net. All smiles and without a mask. Mind you, he just announced a few days earlier that he tested positive with COVID-19. Okay? Now, they put in the story, it's hard to make what we should make out of these photos of him seemingly doing just fine in light of that. on one hand, it's kind of a bad look, but also it might be perfectly understandable as we don't know the exact status of his recovery at this point. In his statement, though, the Kings, Jabari said he found out diagnosis several days ago, but didn't specify when or how long he'd been quarantined in Chi-Town. You'd like to assume he's on the tail end of his 14-day isolation here, but we just don't know. So it's if he's within the 14 days, he's obviously being incredibly irresponsible. Plus, think about this. If he does have COVID and he's out practicing tennis with a buddy, then that means somebody else is also hitting that ball and touching it too at the same time that he does. I'm just saying, I mean, Jabari Parker, these are terrible optics. Now, the TMZ story is correct. Maybe the 14 days are up. Now, he could lie to us too, because we don't know exactly when he tested. We're not going to have those. We're not going to have that. They're not going to give it to us either. You know, HIPAA laws, you're not going to be able to do any of that. So you won't know exactly. He could lie to us and say, well, by the time I told you guys, I was already, close to out of it and I'm done. But this is part of our problem. You do understand that, right? This is why we're getting 9,000 cases a day now. And hospitalizations are up. Okay? Remember, this is a cycle. The last couple of weeks, you've had the protesting, you've had rallies, and you've had idiots. In all stages, they're all idiots because you've had idiots at rallies that have no masks, right? They're out there rooting on Trump and no masks. You have idiots that are protesting. Half of them aren't wearing masks. And you have the regular idiots that are at a pool, at a bar, on top of each other, whatever, without a mask, right? So then it takes a couple of weeks for the spread, and now we're watching how it now has more positive tests, and now you're putting more people in the hospital, right? And the next step is what? All of these people that are sick will start getting older people sick, like me, and kill them. And so now you're going to see over the next couple of weeks the death rate go up now, unfortunately. I hope I'm wrong, but that's kind of what the cycle is. And if you're Jabari Parker and you supposedly have COVID-19 and you're out playing tennis, come on, dude. And that's our problem. When you're not taking – hey, maybe he can play tennis with COVID, but he also could be spreading it. There could be a risk. It really is insensitive. It's ignorant on people's behalf. I just don't understand how, you feel comfortable doing these kind of things, and yet you're putting people at risk. Jabari Parker, man, that's a bad look, my brother. That's a terrible look. Julius, 305 for life. Thank you, my brother. A little super chat. Julius says, Belichick is in panic in a great way to start the week. Thanks, Big O. Hells to the yeah, man. I love it, man. They are panicking. To all my Patriot friends who believe Cam is the answer, all I can say is this. A friend is someone who thinks you're a good egg, even though you're slightly cracked. Confucius. There you go. Confucius. He's got it. Super Fatback. Chat. That's right. Super chat. I love it. Nice job. It's a beautiful thing. Now, remember, accidentlawfirm.com text line 786-322-1105. For this COVID thing, and I know some of you still don't take it seriously, which I don't get it. I don't understand it, but it is what it is, and maybe you're young and you feel invincible, or you just think that there's some kind of a conspiracy out against you. I don't know if you saw the Rudy Gobert story. Did you hear about Rudy Gobert? No? It's been 4 months now since Rudy Gobert tested positive for COVID-19. but his sense of smell is still MIA. The Jazz star was one of the first cases of coronavirus in pro sports when it was confirmed March 11th, leading to the shutdown of the 2019-20 NBA season. One of the common symptoms is smell and taste. The 28-year-old Frenchman is telling that he isn't fully recovered in that sense. The taste has returned, but the smell is still not 100%. I can smell the smells, but not from afar. I spoke to specialists who told me it could take up to a year. Remember, folks, the cold does not take away smell and taste. We don't actually quarantine for the cold. All right? We don't quarantine the world for a cold. Okay? If your family member is dying from the flu, you can hold their hands while they die from the flu. Coronavirus, you cannot be anywhere in the room. Okay? You don't lose your smell and your taste and all that with the flu. You might not be able to taste anything when you're all stuffed up or smell something for a day or two, but once the flu is gone, you're fine. But it's not like this. Okay? So for those, and it doesn't kill 125,000 people in 3 months. And we're up to 500,000 in the world, right? And we're doing a great job. We are 4% of the population in the world, and we have 25% of the cases. Did you know that stat? We're 4% population in the world. The United States of America, 4% of the population of the world, and we have a quarter of the cases in the world. Shows you how we're handling it. Folks, put on a mask. Okay? Put on a mask. Whether it's Fauci, the lady with the bad teeth, what's her name? Whatever, everybody will tell you. Okay? Got to wear a mask, man. It helps. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to kill you. It might kill that woman at Trader Joe's. Don't you love that woman? Oh, my doctor says I've got a breathing problem. So let me just not wear a mask and breathe on everybody else at Trader Joe's. Like you can't wear a mask for real, which she didn't look like it, but whatever. And I'm going to call her a liar already because of what spewed out of her mouth. You can tell where she was coming from. It's crazy. Really is. Let's see. Big O, I want to appreciate you for making my day. The last couple of months I've been stressing about the pandemic. I'm still working on my 2 jobs. Good for you, John. My worries are about my family and friends sick. Of course. Of course. Hey, man, I don't know one person that's ever died of the flu. I know 5 of COVID. That's the other one. When somebody tells, it's like the flu, you tell them, really, it is? Okay, so how many people do you know that died from the flu? Most people tell you, I don't know anybody. Because it's really hard to find. Do you know anybody? How old are you?
I'm going to be 52 this year.
Okay, so that's 105 years between us.
Yeah.
Now one person. And I know 5 that died from COVID. That's, I tell you, it's the Ryan Fitzpatrick test that we had fun at. That's the test. That's the test with people. Oh, it's like the flu, really? How many people do you know that died of the flu? They'll go like this. It happens, but you don't really know anybody. I don't. He doesn't. Most people don't. Now, COVID, boy, it's sadly becoming very common that somebody knows. Do you know anybody yet? Do you know one person yet? Not yet of COVID yet?
I have friends of friends, family, uncles, aunts. I know like 4 or 5.
Okay, so there you go. There you go. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Let's see. Good job speaking the truth, Big O. Proud of you. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, my man. Appreciate you. Bill's there. He's right next to me, Alexa. Alexa's asking, where's Bill? Did you cut off his tongue? No, he was working because Bill understands, right? The first part of the show, we did a lot of Cam Newton Dolphins talk. Remember that you got to understand, the minority is you guys right now. You guys obviously are front and center because you're here, you're interacting, so you're part of the show. But the majority of our listeners are download people, and it's all an on-demand thing. And so not everybody gets on the YouTube and watches us and listens. They don't have time, or they're working or whatever. But they love the on-demand stuff. Oh man! And so he knows that I got to get that stuff up and get that stuff out to Dolphin fans. So that's why he was kind of quiet.
I'm here.
Yeah, he's just working his ass off trying to get that stuff out. So he is good, Alexa. He's just working hard. My mother-in-law caught COVID, and we had to admonish her because she went to a salon. Bill sounds really young for his age. There you go, Bill. Well, you know what? It's like he's got youth like his hair.
I want you to know that I got
Because
carded.
he grows hair like he's a 15-year-old.
I got carded at the liquor store the other night.
Get out of here.
I did. And
he did that because he had to.
No, because when he looked, he goes, God, I feel like an idiot. I'm like, yeah, you kidding me? You need to get your eyes checked, buddy.
Yeah. Wow. Raging Dolphin Maniac. Oh, this pandemic is showing everyone who cares about others or who only care about themselves. That's a great line, Raging Dolphin Maniac. I love that line. Because really, that's what when you wear the mask, you're wearing it for somebody else. You're doing it for them, not for yourself. Okay? Because if you are sick, you're not going to breathe on them. You're going to breathe right into your mask. So there's a lot less chance of you getting anybody sick. And there's a lot less chance of you getting sick, too. I agree with what you said about Cam. Many Dolphin fans are shaking in their boots saying there goes Belichick at it again. Cam ain't the one in 2015. I agree. And Mr. Bruce Jones says, appreciate you. Big of thank you. I appreciate all of you out there, man. I really do. I can't say enough about what you all do for us every single day here, downloading the show, reaching out to us on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on the accentlawfirm.com text line, anything, super chatting, whatever it is that you do. I can't say enough on how you all are just absolutely phenomenal. But it's a tough time, man, and we'll get through it. That's the good thing. We'll eventually get through all of this, and we'll be better from it, and we'll learn, right? That's kind of that's what age and experience brings to you, is that experience, and then you learn from it, and hopefully you're able to move on and become a better person in the process. Did you guys see what happened to Darius Leonard of the Colts? That was, my friends, what I would call a disappointing situation. But, again, unfortunately, there wasn't video rolling, but there is a witness, which is a beautiful thing. For those of you that don't know, Darius Leonard was at a Chipotle with a couple of friends of his. He was with 3 other friends and a lady. And the lady is mixed, okay, or white. I'm not sure now. I got to look it up now, but because I saw the video, and I'm pretty sure she's actually mixed. And we bring that up because this is kind of what goes on in our society. And there are people that walk around and they see a black woman and a white guy, or a black man and a white girl, and they freak out. Like, oh, it's forbidden, that you should only marry your own, and all, that kind of crap. So maybe there's some of that involved. So apparently Darius is at the Chipotle with his friends, and some guy who's sitting close to them goes to complain to the manager and says that they were loud and that they were disrespectful towards him, right? And Darius Leonard did nothing of the sort. So the manager never saw the incident. This is our problem in our society now, okay? If you didn't see anything, you can't do anything about it. You can't just take someone else's word. Problem is, you got a white manager, you got a white customer, and you got 4 black guys and 1 woman. So the white manager walks over and assumes that that guy was telling the truth and admonishes Darius Leonard and kicks them out. Darius is, just insulted by all of this. So they leave, but then he wants to come back to give the manager a piece of his mind and tell him, hey, look, man, this never happened. I never said one word. None of us said anything to that man. And you took his word. And let me just cut to the chase. That manager is a racist. He's a stinking racist pig. Because he assumed that the black person was guilty. Now, here's where that manager is in a load of trouble. Okay? Not only is that client clearly a racist, and not only is that manager a racist, but Leonard then went and went after Chipotle on Twitter, and then it went viral. Because the racist customer didn't know his football players. And he didn't know that he was messing with a dude that's actually a pretty good dude too, character-wise also. And so now Leonard, the CEO for Chipotle, wants to now investigate this. And now a witness that was there and saw it stepped up. So TMZ, normal, they actually spoke to the witness on a condition of anonymity. They were able to confirm the person was at the South Carolina location at the time of the Thursday incident. The witness says Leonard was peacefully enjoying his meal with his party and never trash-talked the other patron, who had complained to management about Leonard's group being aggressively and unruly. We're told the Indianapolis Colts superstar appeared upset when the manager asked his group to leave, but he never lost his cool. In fact, we're told after leaving the restaurant, Leonard went back inside to explain to the manager why he believed the situation was unfair and racially motivated. Our witness says Leonard was polite and respectful during the interaction with the manager. Afterwards, Leonard went on IG and called the dude out, saying he's sick of being treated like a criminal simply because he's black. After Leonard went public, the store commissioned an armed security guard to man the front door as a precautionary measure. As previously reported, Chipotle's CEO personally reached out to Leonard and promised a thorough investigation into the incident. The manager has been suspended pending the outcome of the probe. Suspend? Fire! Fire that racist pig. This is what's got to end, man. This is what's got to end. And if you don't have a camera, you don't have leverage because they don't believe you if you're black. And if you're not Darius Leonard, you have no leverage. So you got to have a camera rolling all the time. You got to have pictures. You got to do what you got to protect yourself. Why? Because people have been getting screwed like this forever. This is the crap that black people deal with all the freaking time. It's a couple hundred years of this, dude. Don't you think you'd be boiling too at this point? And you would figure in our environment, the problem is that the racist doesn't think about that. And it's great because then they expose themselves. We get to see who they are. Now we get to now kick their asses out. Now we get to make them suffer for a while. That kind of stuff. You know? So this is very important, man. And it's sad that we have to go through this. But it's the right thing to do. And I hope that this gets settled the right way. Because that guy was mistreated. Luckily, it was Darius Leonard. Because if it was just Joe from whatever, Palm Springs or wherever, South Carolina, I don't know, whatever city, just a regular dude, a regular black guy, not Darius Leonard, this goes by the wayside. Nobody believes you. There's no video, no nothing. So unfortunately, you have to then take their word for it. And that's just not enough. And mind you, there's going to be, I would imagine there's video in that Chipotle. I would
That's
imagine.
what I was going to say. There's got to be a camera somewhere.
Right. There's a camera. And
maybe not audio, but at least video to show
that
interaction.
That he's not being unruly or anything. And trust me, you can bet your life that he wasn't unruly. Though when you're innocent, you will stand at the top of every mountain and yell. Okay? When you are wrongly accused, you will fight it, man, because you know right here you're telling the truth. Because that's what matters. So you will tell him, I have the proof, go find it, I believe, whatever. And Darius Leonard, you can tell in his conviction that he is disgusted by the treatment that he had at that Chipotle. And again, I'm glad it was Darius Leonard and it wasn't just a regular black guy. Because if it's a regular black guy, then it's a regular day. How sad is that? How pathetic is that I've got to say it's a regular day for a black person? I'm glad that it was Darius Leonard, because it helps. It helps in all these situations. The racists don't realize that all they're doing is making it harder for themselves. They just keep putting proof out there on video, proof out there with more stories. And now with all the momentum that's there, you've got to see the difference is black America was not supported by white America, by Hispanic America, by Asian America, by gay America, by female America. It wasn't. Now, black America is supported by everybody now, except the racist, of course, because racists are racist and they're not going to like blacks and Hispanics and Jews and gays, and it's just the way it is. They're going to be evil, and that's them. But the rest of us that are accepting of others, we're all on board. So you're screwed now. You're screwed because finally America's not lazy about it anymore. America's not turning a blind eye. America no longer just hears the stories. Now they're seeing them. And they're seeing them on a consistent basis. And guess what? People get sick and tired of it. And they say, this has got to end. And here's where we're at. The rubber's met the road. All right, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105. We do want to remind you that VSS West Pines will be there on Wednesday having some fun with Jose and all the great people out there, man. Jose is just absolutely awesome. Alex, Tommy, Sasha. Go out there, man, and check them out. I've been telling you about CBD products for a while now. If you're in pain, if you've got anxiety, if you've got stress, you got to get on out there to 12397 Pembroke Road. Tell them that Big O sent you. You can also, by the way, since COVID is picking up right now, they still have curbside service. You got to walk in with a mask, by the way, and you can buy some there too. But if you want to, if you want to order online, you go to the website vsswestpines.com. You can call them 954-613-3367. You can order, pay for it over the phone, and then pick it up right there curbside. Tell them, hey, I'm outside. They'll bring you the bag, and you're gone. You don't even have to go inside. But if you want to go inside, there's a lot of really killer products out there. You're going to love it. It's such a cool place. Spend some time walking around, and I'm telling you, you're probably going to want to buy something, besides your CBD products or e-juice or anything else, hookahs, water pipes. They've got them all for you. 12397 Pembroke Road, VSSWestPines.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
All righty, we back. Do want to, because we're getting on the text there, people mentioning it on Twitter a little bit, on DM, they've mentioned it to me. For those of you that are just tuning in, we talked a lot about Cam. I don't know, Bill, do you think anybody even came close to breaking it down the way we did in the first hour at all?
No,
okay.
Definitely not.
Seriously, I don't, you're not going to get this anywhere. Nowhere on 560, nowhere on 790. You're not going to get anything like that. I'm not trying to blow smoke up my butt or anything like that stuff. I'm just telling you that if you're a hardcore football fan, I think I gave you a breakdown of that without the lazy takes that you get on normal radio. You like it or you don't like it. That's it. And I gave you every angle pretty much. So if you can, most of the segments are up already. You can download them on the podcast already. I just checked it. Bill's already got
First hour's up.
Yeah, the first hour and all the segments are up. So you can break it down yourself and listen to it. And we thoroughly broke it down so you can get it there. Remember, we're not a regular talk show that you get the same story and you hammer it for 2, 3, 4 hours. That's not what we do. We talk about it. We give you all angles. At least I try to give you different perspectives of it. And then it's filed. And that's it. And it's there for you on demand, like you guys follow all the times. And thank you to all out there on demand. Did you get my text, was it Saturday on Dublin?
Oh, yeah, I did. 7. Realize I was dealing with a person.
I know. No,
I have a close friend that passes away. It's
I didn't know about that. You didn't tell me that, but you didn't answer. But I didn't know if you got the.
I wasn't feeling too good, man.
Yeah,
it's a real very close friend. Yeah.
Bill lost a close friend over the weekend, unfortunately, and young too. On top of that, in his 40s. So Dublin, Ireland was the seventh most downloaded city on Saturday during our show, which is kind of weird on the downloads, and that was on a Saturday, so it was interesting, and there was
they like the fact that there's an Irish guy on this show, man.
Right there you go. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. I love it. Herman Cuevas says, thanks, Big O. I certainly will love your opinion. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Very nice of you. Let's see. What else do we have here? Oh, let's go to the accidentlawfirm.com text line. RVA in Richmond says, you know what's amazing is that blacks fought for other people's freedoms, and when they return, they have to fight for their freedom in our own country. Crazy, huh? Exactly. You know?
That's a hell of a way to put it. That's on the mark, man.
And it's 1,000% right. RVA is right. 1,000% right on that one. Will Belichick allow Cam Newton to wear his stylish costumes for post-game comments? Yeah. Is Cam going to be active on social media? How's he going to be now? Because Cam is, the Superman guy, all this other stuff. It'll be interesting because look at Brady now. Brady is on Howard Stern, and he's doing all kinds. He's breaking laws at parks, and he's breaking into homes, and the guy is like he's gone out of control. He's on social media all over the place. He's golfing and doing national stuff. He's everywhere now. Brady is like he's like that kid that got left his parents behind and is at the dorm in college and tearing it up, dude, every night. Like, I'm by myself. I don't have to answer to my parents, and I can just go party and get laid whenever I want. I don't even have to answer to my folks anymore. That's what Brady is. So Cam now, how much does Cam have to check himself in that environment? That'll be interesting. Again, we'll find out if this thing was serious or was it a smokescreen. Okay? Richard McLean says, just joined the show, had virtual job interview, never came on after. I took day off for interview, no interview, and missed 1 hour of the Big O show. Damn it. Wow. And you missed the whole hour where we talked about Cam going to the Patriots, so you may have to rewind for that, my man. But, hey, Richard, welcome back. Hopefully you'll get a second opportunity at that virtual interview, and you'll get your job. Big O, this is why I love to listen to you. Your talking points seem to start from the middle on every topic that you convey. No bias, just plain old passionate honesty. That's what we try, my brother. That's what we try to do every single day. It's not the best thing to do sometimes. Okay. I got to tell you, that honesty world is not it's not great for you all the time. You know what I'm saying? People sometimes don't want to hear honesty. They kind of want to dodge it, but that's the way I am. What can I tell you? How about this? How about Kenny Stills? I know Kenny Stills means well and is doing a lot to fight for social injustice, and I'm happy for that. But there's a little bit of Kenny Stills that, dude, you're being a jerk. And let me explain why I think Kenny Stills is being a jerk. Stephen Ross announced on Friday that he's donating $13 million over 4 years to his Ross initiative in sports for equality to combat racism. So Stills ended up mocking the move by Stephen Ross. He tweeted out, donation to his nonprofit equals tax write-off, tweeted Stills, who is with the Texans. Now, look, Stephen Ross is not perfect. I get it. He's made mistakes as a football owner. Whether you agree with his politics or not, whether he likes Trump or not, here's the part I don't understand about some people, okay? And this is a little bit of what Kenny Stills is doing. Okay, do you not have friends that like Trump and voted for Trump and believe in Trump? Because I do. I may not be a Trump guy, okay? And I'm objective enough to say, actually, there are some things that he does that are good and some things that he does are bad. But then again, I vote for Republicans. I vote for Democrats, okay? I voted for Reagan and I voted for Obama. So I voted for different guys, all right? I voted for Bush Sr., and I voted for Bill Clinton. I voted for Republicans and I voted for Democrats because I vote for who's the lesser of two evils, because that's usually what it is. But there's this attitude now that if you like Trump, I'm going to hate you. If you voted for Trump, I'm going to hate you. Why? I don't get that. We can disagree. And to me, I get it. Stephen Ross does a lot of really good things. I mean, when you talk about the Rise Initiative, that's awesome. When you talk about hiring Chris Greer before this whole thing, because now it's going to be in vogue to hire the minority. Now people are going to go out of their way to hire the minority, and I think that's actually going to hurt sometimes, believe it or not, because this thing. Oh, there you go. Stop recording me, you bitch. Anyway.
It isn't just Google.
That's the watch, man.
The watch is after you.
Yeah, the watch is after me. Anyway, so you look at all of this, and I don't understand this stuff. Why some of you take these politics so personal? You know what I mean? We're all going to agree and disagree on politics. That's what it is. That's just how it goes. And guess what? Over time, we're proven right and wrong. So nobody really has all the answers. It's like the conversation I was having with him last week. You know, he's so focused on getting Trump out. Fine, a lot of people are too. But don't tell me that Biden's the answer. You know what I mean? I voted for Democrats and I voted for Republicans. But on the Democrat side, you're giving me Hillary, you're giving me Bernie and Biden. You think those people are the answers? I don't get it. But that's me because I'm in the middle. I don't care about Democrats. I don't care about Republicans. I don't do that. I'm not a party zombie in either way. But Kenny Stills obviously is one of those guys that takes it, too personal. With whatever happened with Stephen Ross and the team, and he got out and they traded him to Texans and whatever. Okay, so I would like to know from Kenny Stills, is it better that Stephen Ross doesn't donate $13 million? Is it better that Stephen Ross keeps the money? And if you're Kenny Stills, why are you taking a shot at Stephen Ross when he's the guy that hired a black general manager in Chris Greer, who then went on to hire two more black men as their right-hand men in Reggie McKenzie and Marvin Allen? And then he went to hire a Latin black head coach. And Stephen Ross didn't stand in the way of any of that. So how do you pick on Stephen Ross? You know what I mean? And he's doing it now, not after. Now there'll be pressure. Now people around the league will go out of their way, because they normally didn't, to bring in a minority. The sad part is that I think some minorities are going to get opportunities that they're not ready for, and they're going to be put in positions to fail, and it's not going to help the movement out as much because people are so desperate to look good and look like they're changing because they're so guilty being so racist for so long. So this part of the movement, we'll get into it down the line. I'm sure. I've already thought about this kind of stuff. And there's going to be positives and there's going to be negatives. But Stephen Ross did it out of what he thought was best for his team, not what he thought was best for a PR purpose, for a movement, or none of that. He's the guy that started Rise before any of this. You got to respect Stephen Ross, at least, man, in that sense, man. You got to give him love that he did things because he thought it was best for his team, not because he's black. Which ultimately that's the highest compliment that you can say. I'm hiring Chris Greer because I think he's the guy. It's, now it's in 2021, when you hire a black general manager or head coach, now people are going to say, are you hiring him because you're trying to, fill the requirement or anything like that? Or do you really believe in this candidate? Stephen Ross believed in Chris Greer. That's why he hired him. To me, I think Kenny Stills is being an a-hole, to be honest with you.
Is Kenny a little bit hurt?
Yes.
That he sees what's happening in Houston. He sees the moves that his coach has made. It's going down.
Okay.
And where Miami's rising up and the way they ended their relationship,
right?
He's peeing on the Cheerios. He's not,
Okay. That maybe. Either way, he's being an a-hole. In my eyes, Kenny Stills, I've lost a little respect for Kenny Stills on this one. Okay? I have, because you're going out of your way to be a jerk with a guy that doesn't deserve.
You're hurting a guy that's part of the positive of the cause.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Yes. And he's a good man. Forget that he likes Trump and he donated to Trump, bro. I don't care about that.
Everybody's not perfect.
You got to compartmentalize all of that. Okay? Stephen Ross is good for us, for the Dolphins. He saved our tennis tournament. He's improved the hell out of that stadium. He'll spend and do anything that team needs. I'm sorry, man. I got to defend Stephen Ross here. You know what I mean? And some of you out there, you got to drop this whole thing of, if you're a Democrat, I hate you. If you're a Republican, I hate you. I mean, man, you got to let that go. Come on. We're all not going to be right, and we're all not going to be wrong. And time will prove us all right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? So, just be a little bit more patient here. Thomas Cook chiming in on the Super Chat. Thomas, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. It says, good morning from Tom and Earl in OKC. Go Fins. Thank you, Tom and Earl. Appreciate you guys, as always, keeping it locked here on the YouTube channel and on the Super Chat. And, of course, the president chimes in, Alexa V. She says, the fall of the Pats would be a great documentary. Oh, yes. I love that. Yes, that would be good. Yes. In a couple of years after he's run into the wall a couple of times, failed with Cam, failed with Stidham, failed with this team, and 2 years more of an 8-8, then a 6-10, and then he says, you know what? I'm going to ride off into the sunset, and I'm just going to go fishing. I'm going to go hang out with Jimmy down in Isla Morada. I'm with you, Alexa. Yeah. What happened? The demise of the Patriots. The day Tom Brady walks out the door. Yes, I love it. And it's like a 2-part series. The demise of the Patriots, the rise of the Bucks. Yeah. That's good.
I like the attempted rise of the Bucks, sideswiped by the Dolphins winning the Super Bowl.
Well, think about this, Alexa. He signed a 2-year contract. I think you're onto something, Alexa. Think about this. Let's delve into this a little bit more, okay? He signed a 2-year contract. When have I said that they're going to win the Super Bowl? After those 2 years. This year is a Fitz year, maybe a little 2 at the end. The second year, the last year of Brady's run with the Bucs, is the first full year starting for Tua. That second wave of large draft picks from Cleveland. Boom. That second year, he's getting acclimated to everybody. We end up with like a 9 or 10 win year. Boom. Get into the playoffs. We're done. Following year, the 2022 season, you win the championship in February of 23. Brady's out. Dolphins win. It's a beautiful thing. And so then the documentary comes out that it was the demise of the Patriots, led to the rise of the Bucs, and led to the rise of the Dolphins now taking over the division. We've got the documentary right there, Alexa. The changes in the AFC East. I love it. There we go. Alexa got us started. I like it.
I like the idea of Brady getting to the Super Bowl against the Dolphins and us taking it away from Brady.
Oh, that would be even better. That's it. Love it. It's a shame the Bucs would have had a full house at the games. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it would have been a fun scene for the Bucs, man. Good for them. It doesn't bother me because I root for the Bucs. I root for the Bucs and I root for the Jags as long as they're not playing the Dolphins, of course. And I know my Dolphins aren't set yet for a Super Bowl, so whatever. If they want to have some fun in the next year or two, go for it. All I know is the 2023 Super Bowl is ours. That's all I'm saying. That's it. Right? Next 2 years here, more transition. And in year 3 of Tua, it's a Super Bowl. That's just the way it goes. Get ready. 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always, because that's a 24-hour talk show there on Twitter. Let's see what else. Elder says, I like that Alexa has the rise of the Dolphins. That's it. That's what it's all about, man. It's all about that. That's what it's going to be. Going to get the boys to kick some serious ass when it's all said and done. Let's see. What else do we have going on that I wanted to talk about here on the program? Oh, I want to talk about a little maturity that I saw from a former football star and a college football star. He never became an NFL star, although some kind of thought he might be, but I never was one of those. I was never a Johnny Manziel fan. Those of you that have followed this program, I told you Sandlot football doesn't make it in the NFL. And plus, he's a rich kid and a silver spooner. And listen, nothing against silver spooners. I think we'd all love to be a silver spooner at one point or another. That way, we don't have to work so hard and kill ourselves to make it in life. You know what I'm saying? But Johnny Manziel, the silver spooner, was a guy that had some talent, but never really did enough to polish that talent up to try to make it in the next level, right? So Manziel is living in Scottsdale, Arizona. He's 27. He's not retired, but nobody is calling him. Not the NFL, not the CFL, already there, and the AAF, he already tried that, right? So he goes, it's in the past, talking about his game probably, is the way I'd characterized it. Manziel told Don Williams of Lubbock Avalanche Journal. I'm at a point where I'm trying to achieve happiness in life, not happiness on the football field. I know a lot of people probably want me to come back and play and give it another chance, but I don't know. As far as being a person and figuring out life as a young adult, trying to make it and figure it out, if I've ever been in a better place than I am right now, I can honestly say that I'm happy and I'm doing the right things to try and put a smile on my face every day, and that means more to me than going out and grinding on a football field. Okay? During the time when I got drafted, I didn't put in the time that I needed to be a great player. I don't think my heart was in it. And I think that when I went back to Canada, it's the same way. I truly believed and truly thought it was what I wanted to do, and my heart wasn't in it. And it worked out the way it did. And about playing goes that he didn't have fun watching film or lifting weights, sitting or meetings or studying his Microsoft Surface. It didn't matter in college. It did matter in the pros. I had a great time, Manziel says. Anytime I've ever stepped between the lines, I had an amazing time. I gave it everything I had. I think it's just the work you put in when you have the free hours and when you do things on your own that matches up accordingly with what happens on the field. And when you get to thinking that you're too good or you're better than the game, it'll humble you. And that's what happened. I got humbled. Thank God I did get a chance to be humbled, because when you think you're at the top of the world, it's a dangerous place. People can call me whatever they want, he says, without animosity. But at the end of the day, I'm proud of what I did. I'm proud of what I accomplished. I bettered myself. I bettered my family's life. I got a chance to play an amazing college football, and it didn't work out in the NFL, and that's okay. That's about the most mature I have ever seen and heard from Johnny Manziel. And look, maybe I hope the troubles are done. I hope the alcohol's done. I hope he's done doing stupid things. I hope he doesn't get in trouble anymore. It sounds like he's figured it out. And I congratulate him for that, because in life, you got to try to find your happiness, no matter what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And, example, I got to try always using myself, because that's how I can relate to things and try to help you relate to it. I've done 30 years of terrestrial radio. The final 11 months at QAM were the worst 11 months I had ever gone through in any job. Okay? The people were disgusting and disrespectful. They weren't supportive of human beings. I knew I was getting fired for 11 months. I just knew that I was waiting for my option of my contract because they didn't want to have to fire me 11 months earlier and then have to pay more money. So they waited, and obviously I pay for myself because I had a ton of sponsors, so they don't care. And what I experienced there, and then, you know, the only reason I tried the next step was because it was something completely different that I'm still convinced it would work out if actually somebody had the money to do it. It would be a monster. But unfortunately, we did not have we didn't have any resources. Forget some, no resources whatsoever. And so I'm done. And if you watch me now for the last, what is this, 10 months now? Yeah, 10 months. We're completing the 10th month now. I'm a completely different person. Completely different. Even through a pandemic, I'm a completely different person. Because in the back of my mind, I'm not dealing with some a-hole that's trying to control what I say. I know he's firing me. He doesn't put anybody around me to help me. No producers, nothing, you know? So it was just one of those things that you kind of see the writing on the wall, you know? And you're pissed and you're frustrated and you can't do anything because it's a contract. And you just can't walk away from a contract. You know what I mean? And this is why I've told you guys over and over again that I'm done with terrestrial radio. The only thing that I would give a chance would be FM rock DJ. That's it. That's the only thing, and that's because I know that that would be a cake of a job, a layup for me. I would be a natural for something like that. But that's the only, I would never go back to, especially intercom. Okay? I've only I enjoy working for Sirius. I enjoyed working for Beasley, and I even enjoyed working for James Crystal. Okay? All right? They went through bankruptcy. They went through some tough times while I was there. But through it all, they treated everybody like human beings, and especially me. I know that. And so it was one of those things that with Jim Hilliard, I'll never forget that the owner, through all the hell, was on the phone constantly with me, telling me, assuring me of things, making sure I was, good, because he saw that I would work for them. Like I've done for every employer that I've ever been, I work like an animal. You know what I mean? And you just want to be treated, like a decent person. And you want to be happy. And I know it's hard because most of you go to a job and you're really not happy. Okay? So I'm kind of spoiled that I'm happy in doing what I do. And this is, if you noticed me before, towards the end of the QAM run, I was edgy. I was edgy. And with good reason why I was edgy. Because I wasn't happy. And Johnny Manziel, I congratulate you, my man. It seems like you're happy. And I can relate to that. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. Hey, listen, we're not all going to succeed at everything that we do. One of the things I love to say in life is that success is fed off of failure. Right? It took Michael Jordan not making the JV team and all that to work that much harder. And you've heard the stories and many people like that. And Joan Jett leaves the Runaways and she has I Love Rock and Roll and all these songs. And 47 record companies said, screw you, Joan. Yeah, that music's no good. And she had to go make Black Heart Records in order to sell her own music. And then that led her to a real record contract. Adversity and happiness are things that we face all the time, and we've got to figure it out in life. And sometimes we have to figure it out through failure. And Johnny Manziel, whether he wasn't good enough for the NFL or he didn't work hard enough to become an NFL player, whatever it is, you figure, you know what? If Johnny Manziel worked hard enough, he could have worked hard enough to be at least a backup, and he didn't even do that. right? So it's all right. It's not the worst thing in the world to fail. You know what's the worst thing in the world? Is to give up after you fail. The worst thing in the world is not to try, to give up. That's the worst thing. But when you fail and you're willing to then attack it again to overcome it, then that shows your real character. And in life, he's trying to find his happiness. Pro football was not his happiness. I don't know what he's doing now, but whatever it is, it sounds like he's in a better place. And I hope it leads him to that same road all the way through his life. All right, we got 2 hours down already. How is it that we've done 2 hours already? EJD Construction. Call Eric right now, folks. Hey, listen, our listeners are calling Eric now. They're getting all kinds of work done. Eric does, I would never mislead you because I would never have a sponsor that's mediocre. All our sponsors are fantastic, and Eric does quality work. He's got quality people with him, custom home construction, major home remodeling. We're not talking about a fly-by-night guy that picks up a couple dudes at Home Depot. No, he works on all kinds of homes, man, from $1 million homes to $100,000 homes. So he can work on your home, whatever you need. An addition, you want to improve the man cave, the kitchen, the front yard, whatever it is you want to do that. You want to add a second floor, you can do that. Call EJD Construction, 305-318-4978. Tell them that Big O sent you. Fully insured, $2 million liability, $1 million in workers' comp. Again, you're not calling, some dude that's hanging out in the corner. You're calling a professional. So call Eric right now and tell him that Big O sent you. Some of our listeners already. We had one listener that had an addition. We had another listener now that called in. They're doing some work. I'm telling you, call EJD Construction. You need some work done. You want to be happy. You want to be satisfied. You call Eric right now, 305-318-4978.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million, whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
All right. Hope you all are doing well out there. Hope you're hanging in there. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can reach out to us at 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If your prediction of 2023 Super Bowl will drive from Virginia to celebrate, well, get ready. Get ready. It's coming. It's coming. Will Belichick allow Cam Newton to wear his stylish costumes for post-game comments? I don't know how you can stop him from that. It's going to be interesting to see Cam adjust to the way of the Patriot way, because it's not an easy thing to do the Patriot thing, man. You know what I'm saying? That one is a bit of a challenge, as they say.
It would be
to do the Patriot way.
It would be safe to say that Cam is probably gonna go out of bounds and be reprimanded, and you'll see the reins be pulled back on his usual banter. Correct?
Yes and no, because
you think he'll be under control and come out the blocks with the Patriot way.
Well, see, here's my problem with all of this is he doesn't have like a ton of people lined up to sign him. He had nobody.
So he has to toe the line.
He kind of has to be because okay, you're also going to be a pain in the ass. That's not a good look for you. And so that's where, okay, Belichick can't control him. All right, then we're not going to be able to control him. You know what I mean? So if you become a disaster there and you don't conform, then you're viewed differently outside, because it's like, okay, that guy can't reach him and he didn't want to play for them. How's he going to play for us? You know what I mean?
I'm just, you know how flashy he is. You know how he, he's not going to do a dab after a touchdown or in nothing, right?
No one's going to argue with you on anything you're saying right there and then. Okay? What you're saying there makes all the sense in the world. But he is on a short leash.
He's a bird that wants to fly, man, and his wings are clipped.
Yeah, he's normally that dude.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
The way he dresses, like he doesn't even have to say anything.
He's swag.
He'll just show up.
He's
dressed.
He's pure swag. There's no doubt about that. But he's going to have to adjust right now. He is. You know?
We'll see. But,
Well, I mean, that'll
be another one of the interesting things to see how this plays out.
Right.
I mean, does he fall under the usual Patriot way of things?
Yeah. Oh, I just saw this come across the wire. Did not know. Benny Mardones, the singer, best known for Into the Night, has passed away at the age of 73. Joel Diamond, friend and producer, confirmed Mardones' death to Billboard. A memorial service will be announced soon for the singer. Mardones was born in 1946 in Cleveland, grew up in Savage, Maryland, joined the Navy after high school, serving in the Vietnam War, then moved to New York to pursue a songwriting career. After several years of writing for other artists, including Brenda Lee, he launched his own solo career in the late 70s, first opening for Richie Havens on tour in 77, then issuing his debut LP, Thank God for Girls, in 78. That first album featured a high-profile crew, producer Andrew Loog Odlem, David Bowie's regular guitarist Mick Ronson, and Humble Pie drummer Jerry Shirley. But Mardones didn't find his breakthrough until 1980, Never Run, Never Hide, which spawned the soulful hit Into the Night. That's a hell of a song. Into the Night is a hell of a song. Wow. So there you go. It was his only mainstream hit. And it peaked, let's see, where was it? It peaked, I didn't know that it was remixed in 2019 and peaked at 35 on the dance club mixes. Wow. It is a great song.
Yeah, that's probably an EDM that was done, and you aren't any part of it.
No. Yeah. Yeah, no.
As hard as I've tried, much as I've correlated that it's got a Yaz, it's got a there's elements of the 80s stuff there, man.
This is a song.
Honestly.
This is a song that every person slow danced or a couple skated to in the late 70s and early 80s. Okay? Pretty much. If you were old enough to hold a woman's hand or dance or even sing or even get married, I don't know if you were going to play that song for your marriage, but whatever, you Into the Night was one of those songs. It was one of those classic soft hit songs that slow dancing songs that people love. Rest in peace, Benny Mardones. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Did you see what Aroldis Chapman bought? He ended up getting a custom Kevlar-coated Jeep. Okay? Aroldis Chapman now has an insane ride. The MLB star copped a ludicrous custom six-wheel Jeep that's covered in Kevlar coating. TMZ has learned that the Yankees closer hit up South Florida Jeeps in Fort Lauderdale about 2 months ago to get the custom Jeep made. You can check out the pics, which we got them here for you. We can show it to you because TMZ was kind enough to give us a little look-see on it. And there you go. All right. Kind of funky. I don't know if this is better, that is better, here, there. Anyway, so you got it. Chapman ends up getting a six-wheel Jeep, okay? The ride has 600 horsepower. It features blood red interior from top to bottom, and it's got this unstuckable while off the road. It vapor trails highways as well. The project took about 60 days to complete. It cost Chapman around $150,000. Now, he did sign a 3-year, $48 million deal with the Yankees, so I guess he's good. But, wow. I mean, I wonder what gas mileage that thing gets, right? That thing gets like what, like 4 miles to the gallon, 10 miles to the gallon?
Yeah, maybe. I think H2s, if I'm not mistaken, got like 6 miles to the gallon, if I remember correctly. All the ones I loaded going down to San Juan back in the day, I want to say it was about 6 miles. That thing having 6 wheels, 600 horse.
And Kevlar?
Man, 1 or 2 miles to the gallon.
Damn, boy. My man loaded up with Kevlar. It reminds me of that Scarface scene when he's checking out the Porsche. And, bulletproof this, bulletproof the glass. Give me some radar to pick up the...
I want machine gun turrets.
The scanners.
I want machine gun turrets.
Yes.
I need floodlights, in case I get caught in a swamp.
Right.
I
love it.
And, scanners in case I catch UFOs,
That's right. Raging Dolphin Maniac says couples did a lot more to that song than just hold hands or skate. Well, Raging Dolphin Maniac, I got to keep it somewhat PG here on this show. You know what I'm saying? But I'll let your imagination run. Mike No Go Zone says FM rock is dying too. It's the same old classic rock songs on a constant loop. You know why, Mike No Go Zones, right? I'll tell you why. Because these program directors, they need to, they figure all you want to hear is Sweet Home Alabama and Freebird from Leonard Skinner. They won't delve in and play I Know a Little Bit or something like that. No, they won't do that. And if they're going to play AC/DC, then they've got to play Back in Black and For Those About to Rock and stuff like that. But Girls Got Rhythm, no, they're not going to play that. It's just like I put the finger on you, it'd be impossible to hear almost. That's the way it is. And they want to rotate the same 200, 300, 400 songs, and it's the same ones. It's got to be Hotel California. You know what I mean? They won't go deep into their catalog and play something different from the Eagles. No, why would we do that? Why are we going to play something that we rarely play? Why are we going to educate people on the catalog of the Eagles? No, let's just play their 3 or 4 most famous songs. Why? Because the average person, okay, here's the key, Mike No-Go Zones. The average person, that's what they know. That's all they know. And so then the hardcore music person, which is you, Mike No-Go Zones, which is Bill, which is me, we know those songs. We love them. But, dude, please, I get it. You've got to play Photograph from Def Leppard. Play Switch 625. You know what I mean? Play Lady Strange. You know, there's a lot of great songs. You don't have to play the same 4 songs. Pour Some Sugar on Me. It's got, that's the way. Armageddon it. You got to play those. No, dude, you don't. I love those songs. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes I want you to play Romeo Delight or Fools from Van Halen. You don't have to play Panama. That's the problem. The average person, all they know is Panama and Jump and Running with the Devil. So that's what they play.
I got to where Stairway to Heaven, Free Bird, and Hotel California, if I never, ever, 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 ever heard them again in my life,
you'd be fine.
I still would have heard them 100 times too many.
Right. You're fine.
You're
fine.
Love them.
I get it.
And actually, I'm so glad walking away from them and almost like, I don't want to hear it. And walk out of the bar.
No, I get it.
Like leave.
I get it.
Because it's on the jukebox. Come back in.
I get it.
That being away from them for a few years, I actually started enjoying hearing them again.
But the program director feels like you're going to lose a lot of your audience if you play something less hardcore. Rev on the red light from Foreigner. Like you'll never hear that.
No.
You know what I mean? No, but we've got to play. I know what love is, and
Jukebox
Hero, and we gotta play the same 8 songs from Foreigner. We're not going to play
what's even worse?
We'll never play Star Rider.
Let me make it even worse for you, O.
Never play Star Rider.
Local radio, you listen to most local radio anywhere in the country, and you will hear the same song at the same time of the day, exactly to the minute that it was played the day before and the day before and the day before. They
got program directors programming 40 stations now.
Pathetic.
Yeah. They got DJs that are doing 70, 100, 150 stations. And they're just voicing. They're just voicing stuff, and it's just there.
Look.
And your voice is here in Fort Lauderdale and in El Paso and in Wyoming, and there's no local connection because they don't care. And then it's a really lazy way of doing.
There's not even like, okay, we're going to play Van Halen, but we're going to change up the song. It's the exact same song that was played the day before.
Yes.
You're not even trying.
No. Because
effort.
They're afraid to try. Because if they do, then and notice, those of us that have been in town for a long time, notice the few times it comes around, it doesn't last long, right? She did and Zeta back in the day, but that was back in the day.
K102,
K102 and 97 GTR tried that.
Zeta 4.
And tried
Zeta
it.
4 was.
Yeah, but that was like back in the day. Those are the old ones.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, after that, you had a couple that experimented, and we remember them because they did not do the typical stuff that regular stations do. And that's the problem. They're so insecure for their jobs that they feel like if they get away from Stairway to Heaven, oh my God, no, it's I can't go playing anything else from Led Zeppelin, then I'm going to lose my job. And that
should only be played, like they said, in case the DJ is by himself and he's got to go to the bathroom.
Right.
You go play one of those songs.
Thomas Cook with 2 super chats today. Thank you, Thomas. A little Duque, a double super chat. Thank you, man. That is very nice of you, Thomas. Appreciate you. Nico Jones also with a super chat. Nico says your opening rant on the Patriots, Belichick and Cam was spot on, one of your best. Thank you, Nico. Appreciate you as always, my man, for keeping it locked here and giving us some extra love on the super chat. You guys are absolutely awesome, super chatting and all. It is too much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are amazing. But that's what goes on in today's radio world, man. That's exactly what they do. Speaking of music, might as well stay a little bit on the music side. Did you see what Tommy Lee did?
Is he setting up a tour with Dead Mouse?
Nope. Tommy Lee got himself a face tattoo. Yep.
Well, that's probably the only area that was missing, so,
Yeah, he probably got bored, right? But apparently he wanted to do a face tattoo, and there you go. I tell you, it just... Now, we're better... I was thinking about this because whether it's Mike Tyson, whether it's Post Malone, now Tommy Lee, whatever, I do know that, down the line you could get it taken off. But I've always said to people that get these face tattoos, when you get old, you're going to look silly. It's just an old person with a tattoo on his face or her face. That looks just absolutely stupid. It just looks ridiculous. Really. I mean, think about it. You're a 60, 70, 75-year-old man. I mean, think about Tyson when he's like 70 and he's walking around with that it's going to look terrible. Now the thing is, you can go through the pain of removing it now too. So that's where I can now we have a caveat now. Okay, back in the day, I would always pick on you because, when you get old, you're going to look really stupid. Your body's going to be all, sagging everywhere, and none of those tats are going to look nice anymore. That chain around your muscular arm, it's not going to look good when your arm is all flabby all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And your arms are all wrinkled up and all that. It's not going to look good. Your tats aren't going to look good. So if you put it on your face, that's even worse. I don't know where a tatted face looks good anyway at all. Post Malone may get away with it because he's Post Malone. And by the way, he kind of looks like a cool dude. Every time I see Post Malone in an interview or something like that, he looks like a really cool guy to hang out with. But you're going to look silly if you stay with all that crap on your face when you get old. And you could get away with it because you're Post Malone or you're Mike Tyson. The average guy gets a face tattoo, and it's like, are you a criminal or are you a gangster or what? Because that's kind of what you think of, basically. You're like afraid of somebody that has a tattooed face. Weird, man. But, hey, if that's his thing, then that's his thing.
I like the way you put it. You do all this painting and stuff like that, but eventually your canvas is going to erode.
Yes.
And because of that, your painting is going to look like crap.
Yes. Your skin's going to get wrinkled or white because you may not be able to keep up the tan. Birthmarks are going to start popping up all over the place. I mean, the things that happen when you get old, right? The way it is. We're all headed in that direction. Nico Jones with a second super chat. That is strong on your part, Nico. Thank you, my friend. Coming in with another super chat as always. Appreciate you all. Tommy Italian 305 says, LOL, I have a barbed wire tat. Well, Tommy, you better be doing weights forever, bro, because that it'll look all weakened and all that when you get wrinkly and stuff, my brother. Well, but again, you can avoid all of that now. When you get to that certain age, Tommy, that you're like, okay, the tats don't fly anymore, you just go suffer and go have them take them off. That's the beauty now. That's the thing that I used to have fun with people on that, like, hey, you know, when you get old, that's not going to look good. But now you can't say that anymore because now they can just go get it tatted off, you know, or lasered off or whatever hell. But apparently it's like it's like a multiple process type thing, and it's pretty painful, supposedly. I don't know.
Yeah, but at least you have an out.
Yeah, you do have an out.
Back in the day,
right.
you were stuck like Chuck.
Yeah,
Now you at least there's an off ramp, man.
Right. At least you know, okay, well, I'm going to do it now, look cool, but eventually I'm going to have to go through the pain of taking it off. So, you know, Tommy, you're safe, my brother. You can enjoy the barbed wire for now. You know, flex the muscle, flex the wire, the chain with the wall, whatever it is you guys put. And then when you get too old that you can't flex anymore and all that, then you take down the wire. Jesse in Minneapolis says, yes, Big O and Bill, I want to hear Night Prowler, Eruption, Hellraiser, Motorhead or Ozzy, Die Hard the Hunter, dig into the album, man. Die Hard the Hunter is such a great song.
Man.
Die Hard the Hunter. I love that song. But see, again, we're hardcore.
I would love to hear Saturday Night.
Yeah.
High and Dry.
Yeah. That would be awesome. You know, that's the kind of stuff you want to hear. But yet the radio stations won't play it. You know? It's nuts. But that's what it is. And I disagree with them. I still think you can sprinkle in the popular ones because I get it, but you still should be hardcore. Remember how she used to have album rock, and on, I forgot what day of the week it was, that they would play an album.
Well, there was Double Shot Tuesdays.
No, not Double Shot Tuesday. I'm talking about when they would play the entire side of an album.
Oh, that was at like 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night.
And look,
album side.
And look when they did it.
Album side.
And look when they did it.
Yeah.
But yet, I still remember that segment because I'm hardcore. Because that was the stuff I looked forward to. Channel 20, I think it's 25 or 26. It's one of the two guaranteed. They do that. They play album sides. And it's really cool. You know? I love when they do that.
Is that a Sirius satellite radio thing?
Yes. Okay, of course.
I just, hey.
Where else?
Some people just clarifying for that.
No, that's
number
right. That's
25.
why I said Sirius. That's why I said channel 20, 25 or 26. It's one of those two. Somebody correct me out there. Help me out. As I'm probably off by one. Anyway, but it's one of those, and they do the album rock stuff, and I love it. Yeah, but it's one of those hardcore things. Just like if you are hardcore about your cars and you want to get a great one, you got to go to Toyota of Hollywood, 1841 North State Road 7. Make sure you tell them that Big O sent you. They'll take care of you, man. If you're looking for a Corolla, baby, $199 a month. I mean, there's so many great vehicles out there, whether you're looking for the Camry, which I drive a Camry, a Tacoma. Listen, get on down there to 1841 North State Road 7. They've got over 400,000 square feet, state-of-the-art, 1,500 cars and trucks to choose from. So that way you can pick the car you want, the model you want, the style you want. You know, they're not like some of these FM stations that they only have a couple of selections and they keep playing those over and over. No. You're going to have a wide selection of Corollas and Camrys and 4Runners. So that way you can pick the model you want, the color you want, the style you want, because they're all different. You know, I had over 100 Camrys to choose from, and I could pick from an SE to an XSE to a regular Camry, all kinds of different Camrys, and I chose the XSE, and then I chose the color that I wanted. That's the beautiful thing, that when you go to Toyota of Hollywood, it's like, well, we've got a Corolla here, we've got these 5 you can pick from. No. You want 150 to pick from. I mean, I'm just throwing out a number. But what I'm telling you is there's going to be a lot of them to pick from, which is a beautiful thing. 1841 North State Road 7. Go see Steve Ostrov. Go see Herbie Lopez. Whoever you talk to out there. If you go see Lori, tell him that Big O sent you. If you go see Gary Thompson, go tell him that Big O sent you. If you go see Asterisk Smith, tell him that Big O sent you at Toyota of Hollywood.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
All right, we back. We take it till about 2 here. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can reach out to us at 786-322-1105. Dougie Fresh says, taking a guess about your additions to the Casa de Cosas studio, it looks like you added the following: a court jester hat, and it looks like a tiny man near a Rush lunchbox. Okay. Yes, that's a Spider-Man Pez. A Spider-Man Pez that we added. And then the court jester, okay, it's not just a court jester hat. That's a Fort Lauderdale Strikers hat, okay? That's a collector's item right there. That might be one of the sweetest hats I have ever seen a sporting team sell. Tell me that Strikers hat is not super fresh.
How many times did you wear that?
Once.
I was going to say.
The day I bought it.
The day you bought it. That was it.
I was in the broadcast booth,
Right.
and that's it. And I just
You never wore it again.
never wore it again. But Stanley C. Panther now
You're
wears
not
it every day.
I see that.
Every day. Because I told you guys got to guess what we have here. So Dougie Fresh is the only one that's on the ball that I've seen. So he says, a court jester hat. It looks like a tiny man near their lunchbox. Lastly, it looks like a Chewbacca and a Wookiee had a baby and left it on Bill's head. Did I get them all? Yes. Well, we added a Super Bowl. Okay. So we got a Super Bowl. We added also a basketball whistle. So on a super chat, I can go, I could do that. I got this at a. I think they gave this at a Heat game once.
That is definitely a Heat walk-in at the door, paid admission, gift.
And I think those are all the additions. The basketball, the Super Bowl, the Spider-Man, and the Strikers hat.
I think football. The football is not an addition.
Oh, that's right. And we added a Miami Dolphin football right here. Nice job by you, Bill. There you go. So there you go. Added a couple things. There you go. And if you want to add something to it, you can add to like Ray Grulon added this. Obviously, the lunchbox, which, that was like the first addition to the whole collection right there, broken down. So yes, thank you, Drewbo. Or Drew Boo. And Dougie Fresh. Dougie, thank you. Obviously, Dougie's the one that brought the lunchbox along there. And so, what else do we have here? And Ray added this. Ray added this. Dougie added that. And that's it. For now, at least. There you go. So, if you guys want to add, you can add
Vader's still hanging out inside the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, Vader's inside the Eiffel Tower. You got to look. In there. If I shift him just a little bit there. Oh, he's sinking. There we go. I don't know if you can see Vader, but Vader is right inside the Eiffel Tower.
Being a Vader guy, man, it's like he's caged. I don't like it, bro.
Well, no, but you have the gold one. So there's two Vaders.
Well, yeah, but he's boxed.
Two Vaders.
They're both.
But that's kind of like that was the idea to kind of stash him back there. That was kind of the idea. Sorry, Big O, I wasn't using my Superman X-ray vision to see all those little nuggets. That's all right, bro. It's all good. It's all good. The other day, I got a Vanoy's chat room in Twitch and told me he was in a study group with big players to get better at his sack technique. Vanoy's, it's gonna be a great addition to this team, man. It really is. Mike No-Go Zone says tattoo removal is painful, expensive, and doesn't always remove everything. Really? I did not know that. I don't have any tattoos. Don't have any plans on getting any tattoos. Okay. Although, you know what? I should get a tattoo.
You got to get a tattoo after the Dolphins win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think I should get a tattoo after the Dolphins win a Super Bowl. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do that. Yeah, because I can age with that one. That's fine. I won't put it on my face, obviously. I don't know where the hell I would put it, but probably on the side of the arm or in the back, on one of the shoulder blades, I guess. Something like that. Dolphins, Super Bowl trophy, the old logo, of course. And I'm hoping that we can have the old logo by the time we get to the Super Bowl. Lord knows. Every time I see something with the new logo on it, I always tweet back to somebody, or I see on Instagram, you know how they sneak in all those advertisements in there, and like they show you like these seat covers that look really cool, right? Dolphin colors and all that, but they have the new logo. And I always put ruined with new logo, because the new logo is so horrible, man. I can't stand the new logo. It's such a terrible job, that new logo. See, that's one thing that I wish Stephen Ross would change, that he screwed up in, you know. Tremolio says, I saw Nitzareb front 242 and 808 State in New York in the 80s. Now, wait a minute, Tremolio. Hold on a second, bro. Did you see all of them in one concert, or did you see them in separate concerts? Because I got to tell you something. If you see them all in one concert, that is one awesome concert. I never saw 808 State, and I've never seen Nitzareb. I've seen Front 242 a couple times, but never Nitzareb, and I'm dying to see Nitzareb.
We didn't see Nitzer?
Oh, yes, we did, actually.
We did see them,
yes,
I know.
Yes, we saw Nitzer one time. That's right. I'm sorry. I have Nitzer once, Front 242 twice. Never saw 808 State. That I never saw.
I was going to say, man, the only one we're missing is 808 State.
Yeah. And 808 State is a spinoff anyways. Okay, because it's, is it a little Depeche, and who's in 808 State has got a couple of people from other bands, right? If I'm correct. I'm pretty sure of that. I'd have to look it up here, but I'm pretty sure it's something like that, right? Because it's New Order. I want to say it's a New Order and something else. Let me see here. Make sure. Tremolio says 808 Stay and 242 were together, not Nitzer. Okay, well, that's still a great concert. Still, 808 and 242, that is awesome, Tremolio. All right, they were formed Graham Massey, Martin Price, and Gerald Simpson. There you go. Okay, so you have, what is Graham Massey, Biting Tongues. Okay, that's not, and Martin Price. Isn't Martin Price from New Order? Am I right here? I want to say that Martin Price is the one from New Order. Maybe I'm wrong here on the other ones. I thought it was something like that. All right, I can't do this on the air. But anyway, yeah. And what is electronic also part of it? All right, 786. Ray says, I saw Nitzareb open up for Depeche Mode. Yes, that's the one I saw. For Depeche Mode for the Violator tour. Exactly. That's when I saw Nitzareb. Yes, for the Violator. And I know we saw the
opened up for Violator.
That's
but
right.
The thing was, Johnny Mars was playing guitar for the.
Right, yes.
During that tour. That's what made that so amazing.
That's right. For the Violator tour, Ray, it was the that opened up here at least.
We
in this
saw
town.
Nitzer at Grand.
It's like a small club, right?
At
Grand Central. That's right.
Downtown.
That's right. We saw Nitzer at Grand Central. That's where it was. Right. The opened up for Depeche. That's one of the best concerts I've ever been to.
That was at the Miami Arena. We had 6 row.
Yeah, I'll take the is better than Nitzer. Put it this way: I love Nitzareb, I love Front 242, and I love 808 State. Put them all together, and they're still not the.
By the way, you do know that the 26th and the 27th was the 4-year anniversary of The Cure at Bayfront.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
Oh, wow. You know what I found this weekend? I found my U2 shirt that we got in Lakeland.
Oh, I have my Zoo TV and my Octung, the long sleeve with the Octung baby on the sleeve.
I have it, and it's stained, unfortunately.
If you remember, I wore the Zoo.
It got some rust or something.
I wore the Zoo TV,
suitcase.
the Zoo TV short sleeve that's on the pocket. I wore that to the 360 concert.
I found the Hell Freezes Over tour shirt from the Eagles.
From the Eagles at Orange Bowl.
Stained. I found the Octune one. I found another one from the late 80s. I found some old concert shirts this weekend that were stashed inside because we're in the process of gutting our house because we have just, hoarded everything, and it's like we're throwing away so many things.
I'm going to be going into my storage unit, and I've got all my old, but I have a shirt that a girl got from the Pink Floyd show when the wall came down in Berlin.
Oh, okay.
And it's got all that. And she liked, I can't even remember what shirt it was. I was at Tom's, and she liked the shirt I was wearing. And I literally told him, go in the back, give me one of the Budweiser giveaway shirts, and because it was so small, but I didn't care. She was willing to trade. I'm like, right now. And I took my shirt off. I'm like, here, it's yours. Go in the bathroom, give her a shirt, give me a Bud Light, whatever the hell we got to do to facilitate this. I want that Pink Floyd, The Wall, Berlin show.
That's nice.
Oh,
that's nice.
That's one of my favorite. I could barely put it on my arm, like it fit half my body.
Yeah. Kelvin Smith says, man, I just tuned in from work. I know you spoke about Cam already, but can you cut that set out and upload? Forget YouTube. It's already on SoundCloud. Just go to iTunes and SoundCloud, Kelvin. Everything's there, man. There's over an hour of talk on that. So it's all, the video won't be uploaded till later, like around 6:30, 7:30 is when the videos are uploaded. But the audio's already up. So you don't have to wait at all, Kelvin. Just subscribe to us on SoundCloud, Big O Radio Show, and you can download it right now. You can listen to it right now. So any of you out there, if you're tuning in now and you're going, oh, man, I want to hear talk about Cam, you can, but you got to listen to the audio. Or I don't know if when you go onto YouTube, are you able to rewind all the way from the beginning? If you are, Kelvin, then you can just rewind from the beginning on YouTube and then start it off from the beginning. The whole first hour is dedicated to everything Cam. And I break it down like you won't hear anywhere else. Trust me. You know why I know you won't hear anywhere else? Because most hosts don't do half the homework I do. And I can confidently say that. And comfortably say that. I'm not insulting anybody. If you listen to
They're
last...
lacking in skill.
No, it's not the skills. No, they got the skills.
The effort.
It's the effort. That's all. They don't have
effort.
They don't have the passion that I do about this stuff. That's all, So, I mean, unless you're hearing a show that's about clowning around, then that's what they're going to do. But if you want hardcore sports talk, that's what you got here. And I gave it to you in that hour that you're not going to get anywhere else. Trust me on that. I can guarantee you won't get that.
I can't believe you almost forgot we saw Nitzer, man. That was huge that night.
I when I was saying it, I was going, how come I think that's wrong or something? But it's just so many concerts that I forget.
Grand Central. I think that's...
Yeah, it was Grand Central.
If I'm not mistaken, that was probably the last show we saw.
God, I missed that place.
At Grand Central.
I missed that place.
We saw Yngwie. We saw Yngwie there.
I am so glad that we did the UFO thing to close out right before the pandemic. Because it wasn't even here in our town. We had to go out of town to do two different places.
Jacksonville. And
hotel room and everything and to see. And it was well worth it. Don't get me wrong.
Backstage for both.
Yeah.
Meeting the band.
But not forget the backstage. Just the shows themselves.
Oh, yeah. They were great.
Just the show themselves.
Sounded great.
Yeah. Phil still sounds awesome. And you know that's probably the last time you may see them on a major tour. They may still do some. Well, you know what they're going to do?
Based on what they said probably Europe. They'll stay over there, but they're not
dates. Yeah,
they're not crossing the pond and coming over.
Right. Mike says, "Did you talk about the tweet that Tua put out about Cam?" I did not. I did not see it. But it's probably nothing. I mean, Tua's so harmless that I doubt he said anything. So it's probably something of encouragement or something like that, because that's Tua. He's Mr. Classy. So I wouldn't put it past it. Let's see. Where is it at? I don't see anything on. I don't see anything, dude. The last tweet he put out was on let me see here. Let me see on tweets and replies here. Nope. The last tweet he put out to Shania Twain, "You're still the one." That's it. And before that, proud to announce the establishment of the Tagliavoa Family St. Louis, Hawaii Scholarship Endowment that will provide educational opportunities for Hawaii kids. That's it. I don't think he put anything out on Cam, so maybe somebody told you something, but I'm looking at his Twitter, and there's nothing on Cam. So I'm not sure what you're talking about. Mike, maybe you want to send it to me on the accidentlawfirm.com text line or on email, orlando@bigoradioshow.com, but I don't see anything there, my brother.
If he said anything, it would be, good for you that you got picked up, you got a job. He is not.
I admire you. Yeah. I've always admired your game.
You deserve the job. Glad you got an opportunity.
Another SEC guy, it's something like. Tua's too classy, bro. He's just too nice. He's just a great human being. So you're not really going to get anything. Let's see. What else do we have here? Richard Sherman does not like Cam signing so low. Well, I mean, that's what happens. You're injury prone and you don't fit a lot of offenses. Richard Sherman can like and dislike whatever the hell he wants, but if you look at the football side of it, this is what happens when you've got injuries and you can only run a certain kind of offense. NorCal says, I drove 6 hours to see Tool January 15th, best decision of 2020. You're right about that. You're right, because you won't be going to a concert for a long, long time. And that's why I think about it like once a week. I think about our trip to see UFO twice. Because it's like this weekend I watched so many different concerts and songs and music and all that. And I'm thinking about the next concert I go to, and it's not going to be for a while, dude. And it's like, man. And I went to 2 concerts that most people would have never gone. Okay? Fresh up. I'm being attacked by gout throughout the entire trip because I could not walk straight or stand for very long. So I was in constant pain for 2 days. Well, several days, but those 2 days. And then I was also...
Shh, the wife might be listening, man. We won't be able to get away with that again.
I know, but she knows I was going through that. And then what else was I dealing? The gout, and what else was it?
Yeah, a kidney stone.
And kidney stone I had just passed. And then I said, no, I'm going to the concert. First of all, most wives won't let you go. Okay? And second of all, most people aren't going to go dealing with gout to a concert in Ponte Vedra, Florida, and then in Clearwater. Okay? Only my crazy ass does that. I got to tell you. You want an interesting story? Rod Woodson. Okay, I got to get into this one because this is kind of a different kind of story with Rod Woodson. Okay, Rod Woodson is obviously, we all know, one of the greatest DBs of all time, a Hall of Famer. And he was, first of all, he addressed 2 issues. Okay, one on minority hirings and the protests, all right? And here's Rod Woodson addressing that. Play that first.
We'll see. The future will tell us where they're at with social injustice, minority hiring inside the NFL teams, be it general managers, be it head coaches, be it personnel directors. We'll see. The near future is going to tell us in the next couple of years what they're really going to try to accomplish. We know the Rooney Rule was there. That was a token rule that the NFL owners bypassed, the GMs bypassed by giving guys a token interview that would never have the opportunity to get a job. So we all hope. I love the NFL. Listen, everything I have in my life is from the NFL or from football in general. So I would love to see them go in the right direction and just do the right thing. I encourage the protests to continue because without protest, nothing changes. The common people's voices are not heard if they don't get out in the streets and protest peacefully.
All right. So obviously, really hard to argue with anything that he's saying. And I've kind of said that myself, that these are the first steps. Once we get convictions, then we know we're making real progress. Although people are getting fired, which is, progress. Mississippi over the weekend voted like, okay, we're going to change. We're going to change the flag. It's going to cost us a lot of money, so we're going to change the flag.
Governor still has to sign off on it.
Yeah, I know, but he's going to sign off on it.
Yeah, he was one of the ones that said this should be done.
Right. No, but at first he was backtracking on it, but now he changed his mind and he realizes the atmosphere and he can't. Hey, listen, you're forcing some racists to change their ways. Doesn't mean they're not racist. They're just trying to, kind of paint a pretty picture right now. But again, it is about convictions. Now, here's the football part of it. Rod Woodson's also looking for a job. He wants to work in football. And you would freak out if I tell you what's stopping him from getting a job. Okay? Here's Rod Woodson explaining why he doesn't have an NFL job as a coach.
I don't know if it's a racism with me being black, but I think me being a Hall of Famer, I think that hurts. There's only one Hall of Famer coaching now, and that's Mike Munchak, I believe. I don't think there's another one. I mean, it was Dick LeBeau, but Dick, got let go by on the next staff with Tennessee. So I don't think there's anybody. I think if anything that hurts me more so than my skin color, because you see a lot of DB coaches who are of color, running back coaches, position coaches. You do. I think that other position, that having that go jacket and having that respect walking in the room, sometimes other people don't want that in the room. They want one alpha in the room, and I'm not a real alpha where I want somebody's job. I just love talking ball. I think it's, well, because I know other Hall of Famers who want to coach. Ed Reed wants to coach. You know, he can't get a job. You know, people want to say that we don't want to grind, but if I'm there at 6:30 in the morning and I don't leave until 10:30, is that not enough grind? I mean, you know, so I don't know what that means. But, you know, I know other Hall of Famers who want to coach, but they're not going to get, I think it's just harder to have that opportunity because, you know, even when I coach, we had a couple things. We had a couple times, I had a couple other coaches said, he's not a Hall of Famer. You can't teach it like that. And I'm like, well, year 4, I wasn't a Hall of Famer. Year 4, year 5, I wasn't a Hall of Famer. It's the foundation of what we build and what we teach. That's what makes people good. So I think it'd be more difficult for Hall of Famers to get in it and stay in it, just for the fact that most of the coaches don't like that respect leaving that room or that area and going to somewhere else.
That is, and interesting that in a world where we, you know, talking about equality and he is 1,000%, it has nothing to do with race, because he made an exceptional point there. Do you know how many minorities are running backs coaches and DB coaches and all that, all over the place? It's when we get to coordinator, head coach, general manager, those ultimate positions of power, that's where we've got to put the minority, whether it's black or Hispanic, Asian, whatever, you know what I'm saying, female, whatever. We haven't put those in those positions, and there aren't enough of minorities in those positions. And it's interesting, and he's 1,000% right. Rod Woodson not being a coach, and you know, I never really thought about this, but when he mentioned it, that there's only one Hall of Fame coach right now, and the LeBeau one did not count, okay? I know he's a Hall of Famer, but he made it as a Hall of Famer as a coach. Dick LeBeau is not a Hall of Famer as a player. And I think what he's talking about, more than anything, it's not a coach that earned a Hall of Fame nod. No, the bigger problem is a Hall of Fame player coming in to be a coach. Now, they're hard to find guys that are Hall of Famers and actually really good coaches. It's hard. That's not a normal combination. But the fact that when he said Ed Reed wants to coach and he can't, I never thought about it that way. On, wow, if you're a Hall of Famer, that's a negative for you, because most coaches will be intimidated by the fact that it's a Hall of Famer. And most players will definitely want to hear from the Hall of Famer more than anyone else. Because not only did you do it, dude, you did it at the highest level. How did you do it? How did you get there? How did you become the greatest? How did you get that gold jacket? It's ugly, but damn, it's an honor. I want one. Tell me. And your word carries a lot more than any coach, even if he's successful. Because you're going, yeah, you're successful, but that guy's a Hall of Famer. And he may not be teaching it right.
I love it. They're all like Spicoli with the news guy. Where'd you get this jacket?
Yeah, right. Exactly. But how about that? Rod Woodson can't get a job because he's a Hall of Famer, because he intimidates you the second he walks in, because the coach doesn't have enough confidence in his ability and isn't comfortable enough that he can't have an Ed Reed or a Rod Woodson around. And Munchak, he's right, but Munchak started as a position coach that kind of grew into this position to end up becoming a head coach. Because he was a position coach before he became a coordinator, and then he became, obviously, a head coach. And he's the only one. That's, wow. Never thought of that. Like, I know that Hall of Fame players, it's even hard for them to make the transition. But wow, I didn't know that you would be, you know, excommunicado, as they
kind
say.
Kind of blackballed because you got a gold jacket.
Yeah, you get the gold jacket and you are excommunicado, like they do in what's that movie with Keanu Reeves? The 3-parter?
Are you talking John Wick?
John Wick, excommunicado. They John Wick your ass, and you're done. That's weird, man. That is odd right there. All right, it is time to wrap it up here on the show. This has been a really, really fast 3 hours, right? Is it just me?
No, you are not alone in this, man.
Right?
It has been a fast 3 hours for me.
Yeah.
For anybody listening, I'm sure they're already leaving.
Yeah, man. Listen, if you want to catch up with us Wednesday, we're going to be out at VSS West Pines, 12397 Pembroke Road. Thursday, we'll be out at Toyota of Hollywood, 1841 North State Road 7. Friday, we're at two places. Friday morning, 9 to 11 a.m., we're at Craig's Inn Acura. And then on Friday afternoon from 1 to 4, we are at Hialeah Park. On behalf of Bill and Philippe, as always, we thank all of you. You super chatters. Thank you all out there. DraftKings, FanDuel, GPP Central, thank you. Ray Grulong, thank you, sir. Cookie Vice chiming in. Tommy Italian, 305 for life. Thomas Cook, twice with the super chats. Alexa V also chiming in. And Nico Jones also doing two super chats.
Recent research has shown
super chat.
makes no sense.
Yeah, you're getting focused on all the wrong sort of details here. You need to forget about all the normal rules that apply in society.
Wasted no time. Super chat. I thought it was really, 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 really cool.
You should all be very proud of yourself.
I have no response.
Super chat.
That was perfect.
Thank you all out there. As always, appreciate it all out there. I see all you guys are signing out. Alexa V, Tommy Italian, Don Parlamento. Thank you out there. Drew Boo, also Rosendo. He says, let the Dolphin waves begin. God, I hope we have football and this pandemic simply vanishes away. Would be nice. Herman says, great show. Thank you, sir. Clee Torres in. Also, thank you all out there. Thank you, Alexa. Everybody else out there, you all are awesome. Thank you for keeping it locked on the YouTube, downloading, on the Twitter. Remember, you can email me anytime, Orlando@BigORadioshow.com. And on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. We'll see you tomorrow. Be good out there.
Stay safe.